Wondery Plus subscribers can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free right now. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
Rakuten is the smartest way to save money when you shop because you earn cash back at over 3,500 stores. Fashion, beauty, electronics, home essentials, travel, dining, concert tickets, and more. Your favorite stores like Lowe's, Levi's, and Nike pay Rakuten to send them shoppers. And Rakuten then passes on a part of that payment to its members as cash back. You're already shopping at your favorite stores. Why not save while you're doing it? It's a no-brainer. Membership is free and easy to sign up. Get the Rakuten app now and join the 17 million members who are already saving. Cashback rates change daily. See Rakuten.com for details. That's Rakuten. Your cashback really adds up.
Your weekly dose of romance and drama has arrived. Season 29 of The Bachelor is here, and Grant Ellis, certified hottie and former day trader, is trading his day job on Wall Street for a second chance at everlasting love. New episodes drop every Monday at 8/7 Central, bringing you fresh twists in Grant's journey to find his soulmate. This self-proclaimed mama's boy is all grown up and ready to invest his heart. Will his playful charm win over the house full of hopefuls, or will the competition prove too intense? From heartfelt moments to adrenaline-pumping dates, each week brings new surprises in the mansion. Will Grant find his perfect match or end up with a broken heart? Tune in every Monday at 8/7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu for new episodes of The Bachelor.
Everybody, and welcome back to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmie. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a very fun episode because we're going around the world, and we're going to go to Australia to cover a rugby player who has a problem keeping his dick in his pants. We'll talk about him.
No.
Not only is he a rugby player, he actually played a year in the NFL as well. So, yeah, this guy, it's a story that you want to root for the guy, and then you go, oh, no, I don't want to root for him anymore.
Monster.
We will get into this.
Wait, I know who he is.
I think you do. He was a 49er.
I do.
There's not a lot of rugby crossovers in the NFL is the thing. So
I know who he is.
It's a lot of American people are going to go, oh, that guy. Yeah, I remember that guy. We will get into that very quickly. First of all, shutupandgivememurder.com. Get all your stuff there. Merchandise, tickets for Small Town Murder live shows. They're all on sale. They're selling out quick, so get your asses in there.
Let's
and
get
4/20, April 20th, virtual live show for Small Town Murder. Wherever you are in the world, even in Australia, you can get the show. It'll be available for 2 weeks after the 20th as well. So if you get it, you can watch it 20 times if you want. You can do whatever you want with it. You can hold some strange religious ceremony around it if you feel like it.
Yeah.
It's up to you at that point. You bought it.
Just don't sacrifice anything, Jesus.
No, not in our names anyway, please, for the love of all that is holy. Also, Patreon. Or unholy. Patreon.com/crimeinsports. That's an easy one to remember.
That's a good one.
What's there? Bonus shit. So much of it. It's over a couple hundred back episodes of bonus stuff that you're going to get immediately, and new episodes every other week. 2 new ones. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. You get all of it. Every last drop this week, what you're going to get. For Crime and Sports, we're going to go back to a fun subject that we covered last year on a Patreon and do a part 2 of in-ring boxer deaths.
It's fun.
What's worse than getting beaten to death? Well, getting beaten to death in front of thousands of screaming people would be the answer.
People encourage it.
That are cheering this beating on. That would be worse.
The positive.
Wow. Then for Small Town Murder, we're going to talk about the Mel Lyman cult, which was a Northeast cult, a Northeast United States cult in the 60s through, it went on and they changed, but Mel Lyman was known as the East Coast Charles Manson. So
yikes.
Seems like a subject we certainly want to get into there. So that'll be fun. Patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get all that. And you get a shout out at the end of the show.
You bet. Sure.
So that said, let's get into this.
Okay.
With our asshole of the week. And this guy's an asshole. I'm going to say it straight off here. Jarryd, and that is Jarryd.
Yeah.
The less common spelling. Jarryd Lee Hayne. Hayne. So his actions and, things really lend themselves more to being a redneck, which is good because his middle name is Lee, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
A lot of, as we find out from Small Town Murder, a lot of redneck activity gets taken on by guys named like, Bobby Lee, shit like that.
Well, and
Bobby Lee Carter.
Short for Jarryd is Jerry, and then you got Jerry Lee, and that's a nightmare.
You got all that going on.
That's a problem.
That's an issue. So Jarryd was born February 15th, 1988. So
young man. Jesus.
Seems very young, right? I would say he grows up in Sydney, I guess, as we'll talk about here. His father was also a rugby player, as he is a rugby player. This is a rugby episode. So as always, when we cover countries that we're not that familiar with, and of course sports we have no fucking idea about, we ask that you find our ignorance charming. That's all.
Pepper in a sport that's confusing as a motherfucker.
Oh yeah. It's
Jesus.
We've covered 3-4 rugby people, and every time I have to include the full rugby rules and what the hell is going on because we still don't understand it. People have sent us, here's a video, just watch this. Doesn't matter.
It's easy.
It's not. We don't get it.
Not.
Easier than cricket, I'll give you that.
That is true. Yeah.
Cricket, I have no idea. I don't even know why they're wearing what they're wearing in cricket. Never mind the rest of the whole game of what's going on.
Seems as though the object is to hit grounders, and I don't like that either.
Which makes no sense. It looks like you could hit it harder and farther, but you're choosing not to.
It seems as though the idea of baseball is to hit that motherfucker as fast and far as possible.
Give it a good crack.
Not this.
Give it a good crack. This is very specific. There's angles involved, which seems fine and all, but
the pitches go in the dirt and you can still hit it.
Yeah, it's strange. It's weird. All I do know is I've seen cricket matches where there's it seems like there's 60-year-old Indian men playing, which doesn't seem like that demanding of a sport if there's 60-year-old men playing. And rugby though looks very demanding. This is a sport for crazy people.
Oh, this one's tough. Yeah.
This is for people who are like, I fought all the kangaroos in my area. Now what? I feel like that's what this sport is.
And they all lost.
Yeah, I've beaten the kangaroos. Yes. I beat the kangaroo champ. Now what do I do? Oh, I'll go do this, I guess.
King Roo, I've beat him.
King Roo. And also I will say, they are the craziest people in the world, I feel like, these rugby guys. At the same time, very few of them could actually play in the NFL because we've had debates on social media about that. Just look at the size of the people. You're like, well, they play with no pads. Yes, I get that. Yeah. But if you take Miles there, the fucking gigantic, take him and put him in rugby. Yeah. How many people are
Garrett? Shit.
How many people are critically injured at the end of a rugby match with that man?
Miles Garrett.
Yes.
You guys, here's the thing. He put on a shirt that didn't have sleeves, and they drug tested him. That's how big he is.
That's how big he is.
They weren't not his moves, nothing he did. Oh, God, those are too big. That's unnatural.
He's got to be on something. Holy shit. This guy, there was somebody a couple years ago who sent me a big long thing and debating, the rugby guys could definitely play in the NFL. All I sent him was a picture of Myles Garrett, and I said, this guy plays in the NFL, dude. I said, if this guy played in rugby, he'd murder everybody there. And he's not even the best guy we got. He's just huge. So
there are others.
There are others who are
There's
just
a lot more.
Yeah, just look at this man. Would you want to play padless fucking rugby with this guy? Don't think so.
No way. No.
So that's all I was saying. Just we have larger. The people here are enormous, whereas he's not that big of a guy.
Crazy.
Yeah, they are crazy, and that's why he goes in the NFL, and he's kind of a small guy in the NFL. Yeah. Ballsy as fuck, though. That's the thing. These rugby guys
punt returning?
All balls. Yeah, he was returning kicks and kind of running backing at times. And
yeah.
Running backing. That's what he was doing.
Running backing. Yeah.
Running backing. That's
back running.
So his father was Manoah Thompson. That's his father's name, and his mother's name is Jarryd Hayne. And he's got a couple of siblings. He's from Sydney, and his father is Fijian. So that's how that goes. Father is Fijian, mother's Australian.
In Australia, do they take mom's last name?
I think maybe if dad fucking takes off because he was raised by his mother as a single mother. So
got it. Okay.
I think if dad takes off and you're pissed off at him, you don't call yourself by his name. I think that's how it goes. So his father played professional rugby for in South Sydney, Western Suburbs, and the Auckland Warriors, and also while representing Fiji. So he comes from rugby stock, Sure does. He's one of 3 children. Grew up in Minto is the area, in kind of a shitty place with a single mom with 3 kids, and these were housing commission flats, which I assume are like council housing in England, and Section 8 or the projects or whatever the fuck in the U.S. And so I figure like those are all kind of equal in the different countries. Sure. So his mom, I guess that it was not a safe neighborhood at all.
No?
So much so that his mom would sleep against the door of the front door of the house to ensure nobody would come in and invade the home, or at least she'd be aware of it happening, I guess,
that's
at that
good
point.
Night's sleep.
Wow, that's really nice. Every time somebody walks outside, you jump out of bed.
It's a terrible way to sleep.
Don't invade my home. So I guess his father was gone while he was growing up, but then later on popped in.
That's what we do.
They were friends after that. Yeah, he popped in later on. You're pretty good at rugby,
all
mate.
That hard shit. Yeah. All that hard shit's over with. Let's be pals.
All that pain in the ass stuff. Now it's just rugby and beer drinking. Let's hang out. So Hayne, Jarryd, began playing junior rugby league for Campbelltown City, East Campbelltown, and Cabramatta at the age of 6. So starts playing in leagues at 6, and he right away was a pretty good player here. I mean, there's kind of no doubt what his path is going to be. He wins multiple titles. He still holds the under 8 and under 9-year-old Public School Sports Association records in the 100-meter whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So he holds all sorts of athletic records. So that's
awesome.
You knew what he was going to be like right away here. He went to the John Warby Public School, which sounds so Australian.
Sure,
it's the most Australian. There's no school in Lincoln, Nebraska named the John Warby Public School, right? It's so Australian. Warby?
Yeah.
Only Australia has people named Warby, I feel like. I don't know why.
I think that was the daughter, the ex-wife in "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Maybe.
I think that was the Warby guy. Yeah, it was Warby.
Is it slang for a koala? Maybe I'm not sure, but I feel like it's something. Slang for a roo? I don't know. So he went to Westfield Sports High School, but dropped out of high school early to pursue a career in rugby. So don't need the high school. Yeah. Very good in school. He signs with the Parramatta Eels and becomes one of the best guys around immediately when he's like 18 years old.
It's so wild how in Britain and in Australia you have a sport that you can drop out of school and still be successful in it, and nobody will make fun of you.
No.
We don't have anything like that here.
No, because it's the same thing as a lot of countries have. The kids at 12, they kind of choose an area of trade or whatever or profession to go into rather than the general education. That's a lot of countries do that. So they're like, that's your trade. At 12, we see you're better than the other 12-year-old. So you're going to, I guess it's a weird thing. We don't do that.
You can't drop out of high school and just be like, well, I'm going to be in the NBA. Yeah. Well, people will make fun of you.
You know what? At least they're fucking honest. You're right. They will make fun. At least they're honest there, though. We pretend like, hey, don't act like sports are the most important thing.
Yeah.
Kid who's 6'10" with a 42-inch vertical leap. You need to get good grades, and maybe you can go to school for accounting.
Why don't you be an engineer?
He's not interested in that.
Why would I do that?
Yeah, why?
I can dunk without jumping.
Yeah, that's fine. Even if I'm smart enough to be an engineer, this is so much easier and more fun and lucrative. Why the fuck would I do that?
I'll never make $120 million for 4 years engineering.
There's a bunch of tiny, ugly guys that can do that and do great at it. But these people it's a different story. I want to leap through the air from the foul line and dunk. Different, completely different.
There are a bunch of ugly dorks that will do that. Don't worry.
Yes,
everything will get engineered.
My father was an NBA player, and my mother was a Dutch model. So I'm going to do this. Whereas you, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean?
You figure out the mathematics.
Yeah,
build me a better hoop to dunk on.
Yeah, but it's just funny that we pretend like, hey, he got a fucking D on his test. I don't know if he's going to play this week. Oh, really?
You will when you get your DraftKings lineup.
He didn't understand Pride and Prejudice enough, so we're going to... Who fucking cares?
You better hope he plays if you want your fucking parlay to pan out.
Yeah, you better goddamn hope so. Your fucking
Your kid's dental insurance depends on it.
Yeah, the fucking mortgage payment is riding on it.
If you don't want a fucking divorce.
Get in there. So he's 18 years old when he makes his debut with the NRL here. This is the National Rugby League. It's the big one here.
That's
the Parramatta Eels against the Penrith Panthers here. And I guess the guy who was coaching him, the coach of the team, Jason Taylor, said, quote, "Everyone knew his talent. It wasn't just me." So he was great. He made a good impression here. He scored 17 tries within 16 games in his debut season.
Wow.
See, I like most sports, they're about results. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Goals, baskets, runs. This, they're like, listen, it's a good try.
Points. Yeah.
It's a really good. He had a lot of. Hey, he was trying. Everybody, you shut the fuck up.
A lot of effort on that try.
16 tries. Now let's see you try that hard, mister.
But they get points for a try, right?
I don't know. Yeah, try means something.
A try
different,
is like actually.
It's just funny that
it's
in
actually
English,
doing
it's
it.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Trying is doing it.
That's what I mean. In English, trying means you're trying. It doesn't mean it doesn't guarantee results.
You failed.
Well, it could mean you're going to succeed. You're trying, but it doesn't guarantee results. Trying, it just guarantees effort. So he did that. He had a personal best of 4 tries in their 46-12 victory over the Newcastle Knights.
Wow.
And he was awarded the 2006 Dally M Rookie of the Year award and a spot on the Kangaroos squad.
Oh, he's a Roo.
Oh, my God. The pageantry of the Roo squad is renowned, as we all know. The Kangaroos squad. Australia, I get that it's a lot of stereotypes and it's a lot of the same 3 jokes, but you really make it fucking easy. That's the problem.
You buy into it.
You're not helping any. Everything's named after fucking kangaroos and shit like
wallabies,
that. What do you want from us? This is all we can do. We have this and Paul Hogan. We have nothing else from you.
You guys got kangaroos, koalas, and wallabies.
Yeah.
And that's all we know of you.
Produce some more for us so we can get a better view. And the best part is I love that the Australians are the ones laughing the hardest at this because they love getting their balls broken. They've
got things. It just doesn't travel to here because we don't give a fuck about your Tim Tams.
We don't care about the Tim Tams. We do. The people who
don't
sent
give
me
a fuck about your Vegemite.
The people who sent me the box of Australian snacks, that was wonderful. I do enjoy a lot of your snacks. I do.
Yeah, do you? Good.
Yeah, they were fucking good. There was a lot of good
that was
shit
Justine,
in there.
I think.
Yeah, that was some good stuff in there. By the way, this episode was sent to us by a listener.
Oh, that's
great. This episode, we did not know. The listener's name is, I have it here, Kit McNamara was the name they used. So I don't know if that's the real name.
That might not be their name.
Don't really care. They know who they are.
They might be running from something because they're Australian. They're
That's
running
true.
from all kinds of shit.
From one end of the island to another. Not a lot of room to run there.
A lot of criminals down there.
Yeah. So Jarryd was also named 2006 Eels Season Rookie of the Year. Okay. So he's a great rookie. Now, let's find out about the tries a little bit here. Scoring is this. Points can be scored by one of 4 ways. It's a lot of ways.
Okay, run it in.
A try is awarded when a player places the ball down in their opponent's dead ball area behind the goal.
You
just put it down. That's a 5-pointer you get for that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 5. That's a try.
That's big. Yeah.
That's a try. So that's all of his tries equal that. Okay. So those are all points. That's good.
Yeah.
A conversion is a free kick that the team is awarded after a try to earn 2 bonus points. That's like
so then you get 7.
That's the extra point, I guess, is what that is.
The extra double. Yeah.
The 2-point conversion in this case.
Yeah.
A successful kick needs to pass between the upper posts and the top bar of the goal, like a field goal, except it's thin, I think. Yeah. I know that's Australian rules that has the real thin field goals.
I think it's narrower too anyway. Yeah.
Probably, I'm sure. Yeah. A penalty kick will gain a team 3 points and is awarded to a team when the opposing team causes an infringement.
You fucking cheating bastards.
Infringing cocksuckers.
You cheating, they'll get 3 points.
You cheating bastard. A drop goal can be kicked out of the hand as long as the ball bounces first and can earn a team 3 points. Okay.
It can hit the ground, then you kick it off the ground into the
As
upright?
the ball, but I think can be kicked out of the hand, so you can like punt it.
Right, but it has to hit the ground first.
As long as the ball bounces first. So do you have to bounce it and then kick it, or does it only count if the ball bounces before somebody else like catches it?
Or do you bounce it, hold it, and then kick it?
That's what I mean. This is very confusing. These rules
or
are
do you
not...
throw it into the ground and then kick it out when it bounces?
Okay, so we know what a try is. I'm pretty sure of that. You
the
put
try
the ball
we
back
got.
there. We got that.
Nailed that one.
This drop goal, I feel like I need to see it a few times before I really understand what's happening here.
I still won't get it.
Did he have to do that? Why did he do that?
Right.
Maybe he's just being fancy. So, very weird. The dead ball area, by the way, the field must be roughly 100 meters long, so about a football field, and 70 meters wide, with a minimum of a 10-meter dead ball area. So that's the area behind the goal. Has to be
same as a football field.
So there we go. Yeah, it's very similar. And if you look at the field, it's similar to a football field.
Yeah.
I think it might be a drop wider, possibly.
It might be narrower.
I don't think a football field's wider than 70 yards. Because it's a
no, it's not 70 yards.
This is 70 meters wide, 100 meters long. This is more like a Canadian football field, which is a lot wider than Canadian.
I think ours are like 40 yards wide,
something like that. 50 maybe. They're not 70 though. 70 meters.
No, that's a long way.
That's a Canadian fields are like that. The Canadian football league.
Jeez, that's almost a soccer field, man.
Humongous. Yeah, that's Canada. They run a lot of like weird sideways plays and shit like that because they have the wide field. So the lack of talent makes them have to be a little more creative with what. Well, I mean, let's be honest here.
Get a little more space.
Yeah, anybody with a 4.340 is probably not playing in Canada unless they've been arrested several times. So let's be honest here. So that's how that goes. Now, 2006, like I said, all the rookies of the year and all that kind of shit. He does very well. 2007, New South Wales. He's in here. He started the season at center, but then moved to fullback because there was an injury, and he got 12 tries. Including a winning try against the New Zealand Warriors in the first qualifying final of the 2007 NRL Final Series. So he did well in a playoff game. I'm getting that from that.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
We are translating here. So he was accused of diving to impede somebody's momentum after a heavy hit on one of the games. And the coach for the other team, for Brisbane, said, quote, "You can talk about ethics in our sport. You talk about not laying on the ground." And then he said that Hayne should be cited for bringing the game into disrepute.
Like a chop block, or
I guess. I don't know what he's trying to stop from happening. So
it sounds like he slid into the feet of somebody.
Maybe somebody was trying to do one of those bouncy kicks, and
that's fucking disgraceful, James.
It's what
had enough of your shit.
You know what? Honestly, really, there's a certain amount we can take on our end.
This ill repute. I'm not going to take it.
This is bringing shame upon the sport. Honestly,
I'm not going to stand for it.
No. This is he's like Prince Andrew level of shame at this point. It's really disturbing, really. Honestly, if I'm being, I don't think I can
talk to you.
I don't think I can watch rugby anymore. From being perfectly frank with you out there, Hayne denied that he dived to deliberately impede somebody's momentum and claimed that he was genuinely hurt. That's what happened. He said, "I was hurt and I fell down." He was never found guilty of wrongdoing by the NRL judiciary. They have a whole panel for this.
Trial about it.
And then later on in the 2007 Grand Final qualifier, it's getting serious now. The Grand Final, he was again accused of diving. So people, say he does that, but they said that one player accused him of winking after. That's like he got up and winked, like, "See, I'm fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm good."
I meant he was flirting with him.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, big guy, what's that bulge in your shorts still looking like?"
From down there, I saw your whole balls.
Is that a big cup in your pants, or are you just happy to see me, stud?
So he got up playing it off, huh? I gotcha.
Oh, he said to lay down like this is a guy named Clint Newton. Which, again, very Australian. To lay down like he did and then get up and wink. I don't think that's in the spirit of the game. Ill repute, not in the spirit. This guy's a disgrace.
That's fascinating, though. The choice of words, because The NBA people go down all the time, and they do that same shit. They wink, or when they get the call, they'll be. Booker even did it. He was talking about that was a Lucas special when he flopped on purpose. Yeah, flopping is certainly an art. Soccer does the same shit.
It's an art. Yeah, it's an art. If you're good at it, you'll get something out of it. There's an art.
CP3 made a whole fucking career out of it.
A lot of
not
guys
winning,
did.
but the same thing.
Well, yeah, Jordan made a career out of that and winning. He would do that and then use that to win. That's what he did.
And then put a whole fistful of rings on because of it and some extras.
So then he says, quote, straight after he got up, he winked at Dallas Johnson facing us. Well, Dallas Johnson sounds like a sexy man, probably. That's why I think
I'd wink at him, too, I think.
Yeah. Said, well, look at you. Tall, dark, and handsome. How's it going? Dallas Johnson, yeah. Hayne he denies the accusation, saying, I don't engage in that shit. I just score tries and make people happy.
Okay.
Fuck your mother. Right up her fucking... Make people happy, including your mother, bitch. How do you like that? I make her real happy when I pound that ass.
She enjoys my try.
Loves my tries. He had 12 tries in 2007, by the way. 48 points, which seems good here. The next few years are very confusing because there's like league rugby and then there's rugby where he plays for like national-ish teams, which it's not like the regular league team. So I don't fucking know the difference. Okay. So I don't really care either is the other thing. Neither do you, I don't think. Jimmie, you give a shit?
No. Couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less. It's very complicated and I don't care.
I do like to watch it when I get a chance, but it's mostly because I'm fucking confused and I enjoy it. I enjoy being confused.
I'm watching it like my dog watches TV. Like there's shit moving around and there's a lot of action, and so
my head just moving back and forth. Follow the ball.
I don't know what's actually happening. I'm just following colors and movement at that point.
Yeah, that's a funny way to think about it.
I turn into Oscar. I'm just like, what? Who's that moving quickly over there? Huh?
Like a cat in front of a fishbowl. Holy shit. Hey, how did I get that?
The orange one just went that way. Oh, shit. Okay. I don't know what's happening in there. So I guess he had a suspension in 2008, and in 2010 though he was named and played for the NSW Blues in all three losing matches in the 2010 State of the Origin series against the Queensland Maroons.
Hell yeah, New South Wales team.
Against Queensland Maroons. You know about them.
What were they playing in?
The State of Origin series.
Oh, I think
this is where we're from, motherfucker.
I think it's the Aboriginal series. I think they have to play Aboriginal teams too.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I think so. You really took a shot in the dark on that. Like you could be right, but you had no idea what you're talking about.
I've heard about him.
I love you. Like I think he was nodding along as he said it, like he was pretty sure,
convincing myself.
Yeah, and then when you stopped, I looked in your eyes, and you had no idea what you're talking about. There was nothing. It was the most unsure thing ever, right there.
I hope awesome. I'm right.
Yeah. If this was an interrogation, I'd go, let's talk about that again. Let's take that back a fucking
I'm
step.
Treating this show like it's a game show, James.
Yeah.
And I'm picking suitcase number 14.
The $50,000 rape fucking pyramid we have here, probably.
Yeah.
So anyway, 2007 for New South Wales. I guess this is in the, not in the league, whatever. He had 3 games and 2 tries. I guess that's good.
Yeah.
He was the 2007 Dally M Winger of the Year.
Dally M, yeah.
Dally M. And also the 2007 New South Wales Player of the Year as well.
Hell yeah.
I'm just going to say it, Grace. Let's just say
Grace.
That's
it. He's a champion, yeah?
I mean, Christ almighty, he's 20 years old, not
best.
even.
Yeah.
He's 19 years old, and he's already this celebrated, amazing guy. Can this last forever? I don't think so.
Can't be.
It can't
be. No.
And it starts getting some blemishes here in 2008.
A few miles from the glass spires of Midtown Atlanta lies the South River Forest. In 2021 and 2022, the woods became a home to activists from all over the country who gathered to stop the nearby construction of a massive new police training facility, nicknamed Cop City.
At approximately 9 o'clock this morning, as law enforcement was moving through various sectors of the property, an individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper.
This is We Came to the Forest, a story about resistance.
The abolitionist mission isn't done until every prison is empty and shut down.
Love and fellowship.
It was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life.
And the lengths we'll go to protect the things we hold closest to our hearts. Follow We Came to the Forest on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them. Or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer.
I can really show you how to make some money.
And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a microcity built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
So before the start of the 2008 season, he was out on the town with a St. George player named Mark Gasnier. Gasnier?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's Gasnier because it's Australia, and they're not going to kowtow to any French pronunciations in any English speaking. It's a filet mignon, motherfucker. That's what they say. They don't care. So a fight broke out between them and another group.
Great.
Obviously. You want to fight a bunch of rugby players? No, is the answer to that.
That's nuts.
Never, ever, ever. Unless you look like Myles Garrett.
Or you don't have teeth and you don't care.
Yeah, or you're a hockey player. There's very few. Otherwise, probably not. So Hayne and the other guy, Gasnier, were then shot at by a gunman in a passing taxi.
There are weapons? I thought they weren't allowed to have that.
Apparently, these people got a hold of some and were popped off a drive-by out of a taxi, which is odd.
Yeah.
America, listen, we know drive-bys in this country. If there's one thing we know, never out of taxis, usually.
No.
That's super rare.
Deadpool?
Yeah. What was this? What are you, Omar? No, not going to do that. He said later on that the shooting incident changed his life and was a turning point in his career. So this was
it a random ass there was a brawl and a random fire drive-by just happens?
Well, no, I guess it was directed at them. It was at the King's Cross nightclub here, and shots were fired at them near the corner of Ward Avenue and Kellett Street, apparently. And one of the Radio Rugby League commentators said, "It is my information that the player that was shot at is Parramatta's Jarryd Hayne. I've spoken to their CEO, Dennis Fitzgerald, and he has confirmed that he understands that Jarryd Hayne was the subject of gunfire outside or near the nightclub this morning." Wow. We've obviously heard the reports, but we haven't been able to contact Jarryd Hayne, so we are none the wiser in regards to that at this stage. We're trying to locate him and others. Mm-hmm. Wow. So, yeah, they're apparently this was at 4 a.m. too.
Okay.
Again, we say 2 a.m. Whatever happens is your fault because you shouldn't be anywhere at 2 a.m. You're going, there's trouble, and I'm in for that 100%.
Yeah.
By 4 a.m., it's now
for sure your fault.
You're now asking for it at this point. You're asking to be shot at, to be out at this point in time. And then once 5 a.m. comes, then it's a whole other, then it turns again.
Unless if you're still out at 5 a.m., your problem. If you just woke up, you're making coffee, and gunshots come through your window, certainly not on you.
Not on you. No, but if you're still out, there's like people cleaning the streets, and like 5 a.m.'s a whole other vibe than 4 a.m. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm out at 5 a.m. sometimes in these cities we go to, and I can't sleep, and I'm walking around at 5 a.m., and I'm like, oh, no.
You haven't slept yet?
Sometimes not. Sometimes I'm walking around trying to sleep I have a hard time sleeping sometimes.
Jesus. The only time I'm up again at that, still up is if like the flight's at 6:30. I'm not going to sleep.
Oh, no, never.
I'll miss it every time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't panic. I lay down, shut my eyes, and all I think is, I'm going to miss this flight. And James is going to be in the next city all alone, and he's going to hate me. He's going to be so mad at me because I fell asleep. And I'd be mad
Unforced
at
error,
me too.
Jimmie.
Why'd you fall asleep? That's what I would hear the whole time.
Damn it.
The whole time in my head, I hear, why'd you fall asleep? Why would you do that?
You knew you can't wake up. You know yourself.
Have you set an alarm before? Gone to bed at like 1 a.m, woken up at 5, and it feels like you slept for 12 hours? And you're
No.
But not like rested.
Oh,
just
no,
like
yeah, okay.
it feels like I've
you wake
lost.
up. Oh God, what happened?
Oh God,
yeah, where am I?
I'm in so much trouble.
Yeah, I have definitely
It's
done
5
that.
p.m., isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I still feel awful, so maybe not. Maybe I'm okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. By the way, this shooting was the second in that area in less than 12 hours after that afternoon, a 55-year-old man was shot in the leg around there too. It's a rough area.
Yeah.
Wow. People said that the man who was the manager of the Sapphire Suite Club, he's the guy who got shot, was found slumped in its doorway at about 8:40 p.m. So apparently, by the way, Parramatta signed Hayne recently to a $2 million extension on his contract.
Oh?
Not bad for a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And he was officially announced as Rugby League's fastest man after he became the highest-placed league player in the Gatorade Bolt.
Wow.
I guess they have a race to determine who's fastest. And there was other guys in there. David Mead, Michael Jennings, Brett Stewart, and Kevin Gordon didn't participate, even though they're fast. So he's the fastest guy in rugby.
Of the guys that participated.
Of the men who participated in the Gatorade thing.
Gatorade Bolt.
The Gatorade Bolt event.
Yeah.
So 2008 World Cup, he had represented Australia, but he was selected to play for the Fijian team because his dad is Fijian.
Oh, yeah.
So he can play there for the 2008 Rugby League World Team. On November 1st, 2008, he made his debut for Fiji against France and got 2 tries.
There you go.
Which seems great. Fiji did well. They advanced to the semifinal qualifier against Ireland, and they had a 30-14 win, and he was very good in it, I guess. And then
They
Fiji
beat the Irish?
They beat the Irish, then lost to the Australians
Okay.
At the Sydney Football Stadium. He said that at this point, this whole experience with Fiji and his participation not only helped him become the best rugby league player in the world the next year, but it also made him find God.
Oh, Jesus.
What's one of the rules of crime and sports,
You
Jimmie?
betcha. The man, he hasn't even fucked up.
If you haven't already got it in your life, don't fucking find it, because it's going to be trouble. Most of these athletes, nothing against religion. This is only for criminal athletes.
Yeah.
Finding Jesus only tends to
fuck your life.
It's like a hall pass for them or something.
Yeah.
They're like, well, now I can rape with impunity. It's crazy. So it's very weird.
Forgiveness.
And this is only because this is episode 399. So we've found certain patterns here. That's why we made rules. No teenagers in your hit squad. Don't name your kid Junior. All these different rules that we have. There's a whole thing about it we have.
It's almost research.
It absolutely is. So as soon as a guy finds religion, it's trouble a lot of times for an athlete. I don't know what it is. So he said for the next year after that, because he said, I guess he turned to religion at the World Cup. He said, for the next year after that, there were sleepless nights. I knew I was a marked man. I was told I was. That was pretty much the pinnacle of where my life was going. A marked man? For what? Marked for what?
Death, James.
Death.
If you like Steven Seagal.
Success, that's true. He'll show you marked for death.
Yeah.
He said, I sat down and told myself, man, I'm a rugby league player. I'm not a bikie. Great. Okay. Hey, listen. You say you're not a bikie. I wouldn't call you a bikie, sir. That's for you.
I'm even reluctant to say the word. I don't even know if that's a racist word in Australia.
I don't know. It's not a racist word here. Bikie, bikie, bikie. Fuck do I care? I don't fucking know.
I'm a little worried.
Plead ignorance. Suck a dick, everybody. Don't care. Hard enough to keep track of what's offensive in this country. I can't fucking go around the world.
Sorry about it.
Have a goddamn survey of what words offend you in those countries.
Yeah.
I'm not a gangster. Maybe that's some sort of criminal, a bikie. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm not a gangster. He said, but the way that whole year developed, it became such a God-glorifying year.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
Give it up to him, James.
A God-glorifying year?
Give it up to the guy. Come on. He made it all possible.
Sure, yeah. It was something that changed my life and made me who I am today.
Okay.
Wait till you hear about what he is today when he's saying that. It's not good.
Yikes.
Not great at all. 2009, he played at 5'8".
Yep. Me too. My whole life.
5'8". Jimmie's, how tall are you? 5'8".
5'8".
5'8", mate. He played at 5'8". That's a position. I don't know what the hell that means. Or
Fifth position of the 8 on the field, I guess.
I'm sure. Why don't you just call him 5 then? Why 5'8"?
Yeah, played the 5
8,
spot.
we know that. It's 5. In basketball, you're not 2/5 if you're a shooting guard. You're a 2. You know what I mean?
Playing 3-5.
Yeah. I'm the 3/5, mate. No, you're not. You're a fucking small forward. That's it.
You son of a bitch.
Get it together, people.
You're confusing the fuck out of me.
Stop making this confusing sport more confusing.
Yeah, and you wonder why we can't figure it
Help
the fuck
us.
out?
Yeah.
You got a 5'8".
You a bunch of bikey cunts. That's what happens. I don't know what that means.
You got a 5'8", you son of a bitch.
Lousy bastards. He moved back to his preferred fullback position before the round 8 clash with the North Queensland Cowboys.
Oh.
Which sounds like an all-gay team. That sounds like, doesn't it? For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah, Queens and Cowboys together. You can't do that.
The North Queensland Cowboys sounds like a drag show, like a
sounds
traveling.
like they're dressed like the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna play rugby in this. Yeah, very weird,
mate.
And a guy named Dean Ritchie of the Daily Telegraph called him the most gifted Parramatta player since the great Brett Kenny.
God damn.
You're comparing him to Brett Kenny? Come on, guys. Hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Jesus Christ, Dean Ritchie of the Daily Telegraph. He was doing well. He did well in 2009. His influence, I'm going to read something from an article here. His influence on the game from fullback was lauded by many pundits as the Eels made a late season surge. From round 19 to round 24, he won 6 consecutive Man of the Match awards.
Wow,
which is
6 in a row.
That's given to the best dressed player every game. It's just your hair is in perfect position. It's a totally different thing.
Your skirt is straight.
It's very nice. He was described as the best player in any code of football in Australia by a guy named Phil Gould, who I've never heard of, so that means very little to me. But I'm very
He's doing great, evidently.
By the way, to win the Man of the Match award, you have to successfully wrestle an alligator beforehand, or a crocodile, actually, I believe it's what it is.
Take one of its teeth.
You have to, and wear it as a necklace.
Yeah.
And then
you got to prove it.
Yeah, you make one of those hats with the teeth around it. That's what you do. He won Fullback of the Year at one point. He became one of the youngest winners of the prestigious award of Fullback of the Year, and only the second fullback in history to be crowned Dally M Player of the Year.
Second only.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is here. They said he ran 4,229 meters with the ball in 2009, more than any other player in the league.
Shit.
That seems like a lot. I don't know how the game works, so I'm not sure if it is.
Scrimmage, I guess, whatever scrimmage is.
Meters, I don't know. But he's good, apparently, from all. I'm reading this just to tell people who don't know anything. He's good.
As far as I'm concerned, he's Mr. Rugby.
He seems to be Mr. Rugby, and also they called him the Hayne Train. Okay. Or they had a Hayne, the Sydney Network Hayne Train. Weird. Okay. Strange. Okay. New trains. I guess they were going to have a train in the train system. They were going to paint a train for him if they won some match, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
So 2009, 26 games, 14 tries, 57 points.
Shit.
Sounds great. He got a $1.5 million a season. I guess he was offered at this point. Australian Rules Football offered him a $1.5 million a year contract to quit rugby league and take up Australian Rules Football. So he said no, he was going to remain in the National Rugby League and play with Parramatta for 4 more years. At $500,000 a season. So that is, instead of $1.5 million a year, he's taking $500,000 per year.
He's going to run 4 years for $2 million rather than 1.5 for 1.
That's very strange. Yeah. Odd. You Australians have an odd value system. Money is important. You should get some. It's good for you.
Yeah, your homes are insanely priced.
Yeah,
you better get that job and work on it.
No shit. Well, I guess they would be because you can only live on the coast, really.
Yeah.
You could probably get a house in the middle of the fucking desert for cheap, I bet. Like in the middle of the outback.
I bet the commute inland is cheaper.
I don't know how. I think I'm talking like miles and miles. I would think it would be like,
you're talking about
like a
smack
2-day
dab?
commute. Yeah, you can.
Like powder dust?
Yeah, out
Earth?
there,
Yeah.
way out there. End of the train line, like that documentary I watched. I talked about a bunch of times. Where the train tracks end. I feel like that's probably pretty cheap. You could probably buy most of the town.
You could probably get a lot there, yeah.
I mean, there's nothing to do, but you're there.
No,
so
there's no water.
So 2010 area here. He was selected to play for Australia on the wing in their victory against New Zealand. He was named co-captain of Parramatta in 2013. That's later on, but he's doing well here. He is voted by the public to play fullback for the NRL's All-Star team in the inaugural 2010 All-Stars match.
Well, it sounds like he's doing great. Shit.
Fantastic. I mean, doing really well.
Very impressive, yeah.
Doing well. 2010, he had 11 tries in 22 games and was the player of the year for his team. 2010, he also played some for Australia and New South Wales as well. He's an all-star. March 25th, though, or actually in 2011, he decides that he tells everybody he's 23. He says he's going to quit rugby league.
It's over. I'm done.
To pursue his dream of playing in the NFL. National Football League.
That's his dream.
In America, and his plan is he wants to enter college and play through the collegiate system, play a couple years in college, and then enter the draft. That's his plan.
He's going to be 25.
Yeah, but I mean, there's guys that did that. A few guys that have done that over the years. Yeah, quarterbacks mostly, they'll do that. The guys that played baseball and then played, there's a few of them.
Some wide receivers were walk-ons at like 23, 24, but 25 is late, James.
It's late. It's late, but I mean, your body's mature at least, I guess.
Yeah.
But he dropped out of high school and never got his high school certificate, which is the Australian
what are you
GED.
Gonna do?
So he was ineligible to play college football.
Right.
So he couldn't play college football because they wouldn't accept him.
High school, man.
No. So March 25th, 2011, he talks about, there's an article about him and they say, quote, the kid who grew up in a housing commission at Minto in Sydney's West rocks. Sydney's West rocks up to Parramatta training yesterday driving his $130,000 BMW.
Wow.
Yep. Jarryd Hayne steps out of his four-wheel drive, and before he even makes it through the stadium gates, he's pulled aside for his first TV interview.
Four-wheel drive? He's driving a G-Wagon?
No, the Beamers, there's four all-wheel drive.
BMW. Got it.
Yeah. So they said that they were talking about, apparently he had there was some sort of rescue here we'll talk about. Mm-hmm. He rescued somebody from the water.
He saved someone's fucking life?
Apparently, yeah. And so they say, do you see yourself as a hero?
Oh, boy.
And they ask him all the time, do you see yourself as a hero? He saved a young female tourist's life while out for a morning swim with his dad.
Uh-huh.
So there you go. And he said, no. The people that do it every day, they're the heroes.
Okay.
So there's people who are constantly pulling people out from drowning. I mean, there's
all the people out
but
there having
save a lot
day
of people.
Swims with their dads and just saving people every day.
Fuck yeah. He said she was obviously distressed and I was telling her to relax. And she was just saying she effing can't relax. And I was saying, well, you're going to have to love. You're going to have to love.
Yeah.
There's no comma there, so I didn't know. You're going to have to love, damn it. Okay. He says he believes.
You can't relax? Well, then just love.
He said, just love. He said divine intervention played a hand in this as well. He said, I was actually supposed to meet up with a friend from church and one of the pastors and something happened and we didn't do it. He said, so the pastor said that's divine intervention because
Jesus sent you a different way because you were needed.
Yeah. His wife had the liquid shits and he had to take his kid to school and that's divine intervention because she had fucking curry last night. Fuck out of here.
He drank too much and had the brown bottle flu this morning. So,
oh, shit.
Jesus struck him with a hangover for you to save lives.
Save lives, everybody. He said, if I had gone and had brekkie, I guess that's breakfast with him, thank God that hasn't caught on over here. If I hear people, we're going out for brekkie this morning, I would fucking murder people. I couldn't take that. I couldn't take it. That would be the end of everything for me, as if to see people on Instagram going, brekkie with my baby, I will stab you in the face for that. I can't take it. Brekkie.
Everything over there has turned into shit like that.
That's the most annoying word I've ever heard. That's the weird part.
Yeah, that's a very foodie thing to say.
It was like if you stuck just a knitting needle in someone's ear. My eye had the same. We're like, stab my brain. Brekkie. With him, I wouldn't have been at the beach, so it's mysterious how things work.
Mysterious.
Divine intervention. He decided to go swimming, and that's what happened. So there you go. He says, I guess church has been a big thing for me, and I enjoy it as well. I probably go there twice a week. He's had a religious awakening, he said. That's what happened here. He said being shot at helped, too. That helped, put it all into perspective.
To make you think a little bit.
Yeah. His manager said, and I keep saying his best is yet to come. His manager's name is Wayne Beavis, by the way.
Is that right?
Hilarious. And the assistant manager, Donald Butthead.
Yes.
It's very... So they said, think of what he was doing as a 21-year-old. He was simply outstanding. He was the best talent I've seen since Brad Fittler.
My God.
Not Brad.
Fittler.
If you're invoking the name of Brad Fittler, this is another level I didn't realize we were at.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was to the Fittler level of panic here. And mate, at 23, he still has a lot to offer.
Okay.
Absolutely. So he said that he first discovered, Beavis explained this, he first discovered our guy here, Jarryd, as a wild-eyed 15-year-old who grew up from a tough, broken home and is a kid who makes good against all odds.
Uh-huh.
He said, and he has found a faith that suits him and gives him security and the comfort that he needs. I mean, you know what football is like. It can overtake people. It offers a lot of things. It offers competition. It offers personal challenge. It offers financial reward. But sometimes it can be a very hollow place. So I think the church gives him the balance and the exit from all that hype.
Yeah. Speaking of exits, his 10% gives me TP for my bunghole.
TP for my bunghole. I am also a big fan of fire. I don't know if you mentioned that yet. Fire.
How could you go around in your life with the last name of Beavis ever?
It's just hilarious.
If your surname is Beavis, at this point, you got to
How many people are like, for real? When they meet you.
Is that right?
Really? All right.
Hey, your whole family? No shit.
Really? Pop up. You have Grandma Beavis, you call her. Okay.
That's wild.
That's amazing. Sure. We're going to Grandma Beavis's for Christmas. No problem.
Can we vote this year on what name we're all changing it to? Because we can't do this anymore.
It's certainly not Beavis anymore, right?
She's got it written on her fucking mailbox, you guys. This is not fair.
Oh, God, that's fucking hilarious. Oh, man. So he talks all about him, and he says how good of a player he is and how he's wonderful, and he's so young, and he's great and Christian and fantastic.
Sure.
They said, what about the rock star life that is being Jarryd Hayne? And the guy said, it can be a great lifestyle, but you have to learn young that you're going to have to make a lot of big adjustments, especially with the amount of media pressure and scrutiny on the players. It's something that when you're young, you just want to play in front of big crowds and you don't really think of the downside of it, but there is always a downside to everything, just as there's an upside. It's something that you never really adjust to. I guess you can alter certain things, but you can't really adjust to it. Yeah, you can't really adjust to being insanely famous. It's not...
Yeah,
I don't know how you do that. We don't have any idea, obviously, but I mean, I don't know how you would if you could. Yeah,
I feel bad for. I'm okay. I now feel bad for Ben Affleck because he loves Dunkin' Donuts, and that poor bastard gets a photo of him constantly carrying fucking. It's got to be so embarrassing for him. He's just like, they got me again.
But he's also being paid for that too, though.
Is he?
Yeah, he gets paid. He does campaigns with them. Yeah.
So. Yeah, but I mean, like, he probably started getting the campaigns because the poor bastard was filmed and photoed leaving his house or showing up to the house. I don't know. Always with the fucking Duncan.
It's true. Well, he turned it into a payday, though.
Yeah, good for him.
And he gets donuts. The fuck? Duncan, I'll do the shit for donuts. Tell you what. Jimmie and I will go out there and we'll say some shit.
I'll do it for glazed munchkins. Let's go.
I got a Dunkin' like right down the street. If I could just stop there at any time, like
God, I love Dunkin'.
Kramer from Seinfeld and get
the coffee's actually good. It's actually good.
I like it. Hot chocolate.
Everywhere else sucks.
It's
actually good.
I dig a Dunkin'. So
and it's in every fucking airport. I love that.
Oh, that too. You got that. Yeah. July 23rd, 2011. There's a little nightclub incident here. I don't know if it was like a prayer nightclub or what. Mr. fucking divine intervention over here. Sydney's King's Cross nightclub district he was in. Hayne was allegedly headbutted by a patron at the Beach House nightclub where he was celebrating a friend's birthday. I guess
King's Cross, huh?
In the King's Cross. Hayne had lodged a complaint with police over the incident, and they were investigating it. And this is the same area he was shot at a few years ago.
He came back.
Yeah, this is where he hangs out. This is the nightclub district. Yeah. The Hayne incident comes ahead of when another guy, Benji Marshall, just got charged with assaulting a guy at a McDonald's recently. So they're making a big deal. He's interviewed, Hayne is, about the nightclub incident, and he said he was the one who was, assaulted.
Yeah, he's the victim, yeah.
He said it was about 1:20 a.m. today, the police said. Again. There you go.
I'm a victim. No, you're not. Not at 120.
No, if you're fighting with another guy, that's what happens at 120. You dumb shit. Everybody's fucking hammered by then. Get the fuck out.
All right.
The two men, aged 23 and 25, were at a nightclub on Roslyn Street. Police are investigating allegations that the men became involved in an altercation, which resulted in the 25-year-old sustaining a cut above his eye. He was taken to St. Vincent's Hospital. However, he left before receiving treatment. So they're investigating the whole thing here. Yeah. I guess because this guy had a cut over his eye, but they're claiming that he was the guy assaulting Hayne. So they're trying to figure out.
And Hayne is leaving to not have documentation done, which doesn't look good.
That's what happened. That's the bad part. So they said the Eels said they're sticking by him here because he's their best player, I'm sure. We're sticking by him. Why? The details of the incident? No, he's our best player. So we've decided to stick by him.
We certainly stand by our best player.
Fuck, man. So it's believed that Haynes was out celebrating the birthday, but people are like, why do you keep going back there? You got shot at and headbutted now. Can it be enough now? Haynes said he was confronted by a patron and assaulted before retaliating in self-defense. That's his story.
Oh.
He headbutted me, so then I clocked him one and fucking cut his eye open.
He headbutted me, so then I beat the living shit out of him.
Yeah, did I mention I'm a rugby player? So, that's not good. July 25th, 2011, right after this, he decides that he's banning himself from King's Cross, from the whole area. Probably
the
for the best.
Gunshot didn't do it.
That didn't do it.
It's the time he had to fight back.
Yeah, he said, I'm not doing it. He said he's declared it off limits to him. It's just too much shit. He said he's got to get out of there. And not do it. The incident, there was conflicting reports of what happened in the fight. So both men agreed to withdraw their statements from the police and just say, fuck it, and let it go. Everybody said, we're both dropping it. Yeah. Everybody just dropped it. They both agreed to drop it because it would have to have been a big giant
We're both
thing.
Innocent. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both fine. So they asked him why he had gone back after he'd been shot at, and he said, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
It is, yeah. So answer that, motherfucker.
He said, I learned a good lesson that the last time, and I don't go anywhere near as much as what I used to, it was a birthday party that was a friend of mine, and that's where I went there. So he said, that's all it was. He said, there was some banter that went on between me and another person at the venue that was lighthearted at first, but ended up going a bit too far. Yeah, that's it. He said that... that morning, I spoke with the person, and after talking to him, we've both decided not to pursue the matter any further. After speaking with him, we both agreed that there was no malice intended. You headbutted and punched each other. That's malice in my book.
I didn't intend anything, right?
He said that right? We're good, right? There was no hard feelings between us, and we're both happy to move forward. That's also kind of Australian.
Yeah.
You know, just we banged around a little bit. It's fine now.
Yeah, you punched me too, mate.
That's it. That's all it is. So he said, what do you do? Lock yourself in a cage 24/7? I'm sure there are people who would like me to do that, but I'm a human being, and it's getting to the point where you can't even go out and celebrate a friend's birthday.
Getting to the point?
Getting to the point.
Okay.
His manager here, or the NRL boss, I'm sorry, this is of the league, David Gallup, he said, I'd prefer it if none of my players went out to any nightclub at any night and drank any alcohol, but that's not going to happen. Clearly not. So 2012, he's further finding God here. More Fiji stuff. He's hanging out in Fiji. And
really?
Yeah, he's saying, he's talking about how it's about not only the getting shot at, but the Fiji thing. He said that all of this can change people's lives, and you can be taken on a journey to places you never thought possible. What is this, reading Rainbow now? I didn't know Jesus was reading Rainbow. That's what it sounds like.
He jumped into a pool of drinking water, James, and it was amazing. I probably found Jesus in there.
Apparently so. He said to see and feel things you've never believed possible, being so fulfilled that you'll undeniably understand who Jesus is.
Yeah.
So he's all in on that. That's fine for him.
Fiji.
Ooh, whatever's good for you, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, keeps you out of trouble. That's fine. 2013, he injured his hamstring and had to sit out a series against New South Wales for New South Wales. And so he had to sit that out. Yeah. 2013, he was a starting fullback on the NRL All-Stars team again.
Yep.
So he's doing well there. 2013, he organized 2 American football training sessions with college team UTS. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
Behind the closed doors of government offices and military compounds, there are hidden stories and buried secrets from the darkest corners of history. From covert experiments pushing the boundaries of science to operations so secretive they were barely whispered about. Each week, on Redacted, Declassified Mysteries, we pull back the curtain on these hidden histories. 100% true and verifiable stories that expose the shadowy underbelly of power. Consider Operation Paperclip, where former Nazi scientists were brought to America after World War II, not as prisoners, but as assets to advance U.S. intelligence during the Cold War. These aren't just old conspiracy theories. They're thoroughly investigated accounts that reveal the uncomfortable truths still shaping our world today. The stories are real. The secrets are shocking. Follow Redacted, Declassified Mysteries on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Redacted early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
University of Tennessee Southern or some shit. Texas State. I have no idea. Between the seasons of the rugby league and NRL seasons here. And so he also requested Gridiron Australia, which is an organization, organize an open trial with an NFL franchise, but I guess he couldn't do that because he already had a contractual commitment in 2013 to play. So that's how that worked. He was named at center by Australian coach for the Kangaroos squad. Yeah. Again, as that goes there. I guess they beat the shit out of the United States, 62-0.
Oh, Jesus.
We don't really play rugby is the thing.
Yeah, but let's not play it at all if that's the result. Jesus
well, we take all
Christ.
of our football-type players, and they all play football. So, that's just how it works. We don't have those.
Bar bouncers who also smoke to play this, I assume.
Probably, or small guys who didn't make football, but still want to tackle people.
Well, you guys smaller than Allstott?
But Hayne also scored 3 tries and set up 2 in Australia's 64-0 win over Fiji as well.
Okay.
So they're crushing motherfuckers, man. They're doing great. They said that of the team, this is his teammate, Brett Morris, said, if there was a Harlem Globetrotters of rugby league, he'd be in it. To play outside him for the last couple weeks is something I'll remember. They're saying he's silly good. Like he can be, spinning the ball on his finger doing shit.
This is the best one.
So, very, very, very good. The Hayne plane here, okay, this is his celebration, which is not that big of a celebration. I'll give you just a guess of what the Hayne plane celebration is.
He does it like the New York Jets.
Yep, he does it like an 8-year-old who's pretending who's pretending to go brum brum. That's what he's doing.
Well, he puts his hands out wide and and runs.
See a picture of him doing it? Look at him. Yay!
Yeah, there it is.
He looks like he's saying, yay! I did it.
I can fly.
Yay! Hayne plane. Wee! He during the 2014 players poll, where 100 players from 16 clubs are interviewed, Hayne was voted best in the game.
Wow.
Not too shabby. So that's how good he is. Yeah. More about representative rugby. Finally, October 2014, we'll skip over the representative rugby stuff because I don't think anyone gives a shit other than like 5 hardcore Australian rugby fans here.
They're like, hey, wait, that's his best part.
Oh, I was waiting for that one game against New South Kingsfart. They fucking...
Kingsfart.
New South Kingsfart. You never heard of them?
That's why I turned into this shit.
Oh, you fucking American bikey cunts. Look at you.
I saw his name and I clicked on it. And I was like, I can't wait for that part.
And now nothing.
Nothing. You cocksuckers.
So he decides he holds a press conference, and he said he will be departing the rugby league in pursuit of an NFL career.
Really?
He's going. Yep. He said that he was in negotiations before that for a new 5-year contract worth $1.35 million a season.
Wow.
Which would have been the largest playing contract ever offered to an NRL player. But instead he's doing that. He was the 2014 everything. Player of the Year, Fullback of the Year, Representative of the Year, Top Try Scorer, and New South Wales Player of the Year as well.
He's everything. They're going to pay him $1.35 a year.
That's what that's worth. Yeah, that's crazy. Reggie Bush, who is his future 49ers teammate, said that he viewed his tapes, his highlights from rugby league, and said he actually looks like an NFL running back. Looks like he could come in and play with us tomorrow.
Wow.
Why not? Throw some pads on him. What the fuck? If he's fast enough, he can take a beating. What the hell? Yeah. So on March 3rd, 2015, the Niners, San Francisco 49ers, gave him a contract. Wow. They signed him to a 3-year contract with a base salary of $1,575,000 over the duration of the contract. So that's for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's being offered for 1 year of rugby.
He
doesn't understand how money works. But
no, he doesn't. He doesn't understand time.
No, time and money, and how there's an end to when you can play hardcore violent athletics. And you should save every dime you can.
He doesn't know how time works at all. He's like,
nope.
I'll get in $2 million over here, mate. I'm going to run this one. All right, well, this one is just for 1 year. What you can get another contract ever. Yeah, but this one right now.
That's right now.
I got it. 4 years, you idiot.
Well, if that was 4 years, $1.35 million per season. So that would have been like over 5.
No, the other one was $500,000 per season.
Yeah, exactly.
Before, and then that other team was offering him
NFL
1.5 for one season.
Yeah, it's fucking
crazy. And he's
crazy.
like, "Oh, I got this one. I'm gonna stay here, mate."
That's it. Oh, I'm gonna do it. And he's also guaranteed $115,000 if should he not make the roster. Okay. So if he fails, then he still gets $115,000. So he makes
great! And then he can go back home and make more money.
Exactly, do whatever he wants. So 2015 Niners, they're a terrible team looking for anything. They're 5-11 this year, not good. 2015.
The whole season?
This is before they were good. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess there was off-season workouts in Phoenix in early 2015. And Colin Kaepernick called him a phenomenal athlete. He was the starting quarterback of the Niners and said it doesn't seem like there's much of a learning curve for him. Okay. That's the other thing about football. There's a few positions, quarterback, center, middle linebacker, that you need to know a lot. You need to know all the fucking plays, what everybody's doing at all times and everything else. Then there's other positions like running back and like defensive tackle where they can go right, left, and you run that fucking direction.
Block everybody in your way.
That's it. It helps for a running back to know where guys are pulling and where the
who's
holes
going
are.
where. Yeah, because you may have a guard pull and go the opposite direction.
They're literally told what hole to go through.
Yeah.
So they're like, you're going through the 4. So whatever they're doing up there doesn't matter. You just have to know whether you have to hesitate a second if there's a pull or something like that and know what hole you're going through.
Sure.
So you can take guys and like punt returner. Yeah. Can you catch? Are you fast? End zones that way. There is no science to it.
Wedge left. See ya.
There's no science to it at all. It's literally
there's
run
just
for your
wedge,
life
right?
and don't get tackled.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
Honestly,
they can call if the ball's going right.
Yeah,
they can say we're going to run that motherfucker to the opposite side, but for the most part, it's right up the middle.
The runner still goes wherever the holes are.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah. Where players are not.
That's where they go. So it doesn't matter what the plan is in a kickoff because by the time 40 yards of 20 guys running happens, the whole thing could fall apart. So
with a head full of steam, forget it. Yeah.
That's why they got, like, even back in the day, the Cowboys drafted the Olympic sprinter in the 60s and ended up being a good wide receiver for years.
Really?
And he's an NFL Hall of Famer now. That shit happens. Because you just need athletes in the NFL. Like I said, except for quarterback, middle linebacker, center. Those are the guys that need to know everything and what everybody's doing. So he is expected to compete for running back, kick returner, and special teams type positions here. Made his preseason debut against the Houston Texans, making a 53-yard run the second time he touched the ball.
Yeah, and that was big news.
It was huge. He had 5 runs for 63 yards and 2 punt returns for 24 yards and a kick return for 33 yards. So he did just fine, and it's a big deal that he's going to blaze the trail here. Yep. He said they're talking about how, NFL's a unique game, and so there's a lot of different little nuances to learn and shit like that. But his coach, Jim Tomasula, says don't get carried away with the hype, but he also looks like he's going to make the roster because he's pretty tough and all that sort of thing. So in his second preseason game, he finished as the game's leading rusher with 54 yards on 8 carries.
Wow.
And, pretty damn good. Also had a punt return and did well. Caught a pass for 27 yards. It was like an over-the-shoulder catch.
Yep.
Pretty good. He's a good player. You give him a chance and he'll bust through a hole. That's pretty much what he is. So he announces in September that he got his first U.S. majors, U.S. sponsorship deal as well.
Who was that?
Under Armour.
Oh.
Under Armour. Yeah.
That's that lingerie for men.
That's the under shit you sweat on here.
That's what Nike employees call it.
Really?
They call it lingerie for men.
That's fucking funny. Except lingerie doesn't have their logo all over everything.
The fuck over it. Jesus
That's the
Christ.
thing. Imagine if Victoria's Secret had big VS's all over on the crotch of your panties, because that's what's going on there.
Yeah.
Totally different. He said it was over the course of the last couple months. They went back and forth, and that's what they did. They're very happy. They said they've got some great guys on board, Patty Mills, Steph Curry, who I definitely look up to, and have been taking the U.S. by storm.
Wait a minute.
What?
Steph Curry, does he?
He was
Does
on
he think
Under
Steph
Armour.
Curry's Australian? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, on Under Armour. He's talking about him joining that
like,
roster.
Wait a minute. Because Patty
That
Mills
would
is
be hilarious.
Australian, too. That's why I thought he was saying that he thought.
So he was lumping
I was
him
like,
in there.
hey, you dumb. He's not Australian at all.
You're really stupid, dude. You've been hitting the head enough already. Never mind. So, yeah, he said that he's excited. He's going to make the team here.
Great.
And, he said he can't wait for opening night. He said, I've been here 4 months, and it's torture. And he's ready to go. His NFL debut, regular season, September 14, 2015, against the Minnesota Vikings, he recorded 20 yards from scrimmage. The Niners won that game. However, this is Monday Night Football.
Yep.
His first game.
Showcase it.
First punt reception, he fucking bobbled it.
Torched
He dropped
it back.
No! He muffed it. He dropped the kick.
Really?
Can't do that. That's big.
Not
That's the
on
only
Monday
thing
Night
he can't
Football,
do.
man.
Which, yeah, he shook it off though. He said he was doing fine and he's happy.
That spotlight is tough, man.
That's very tough. It really is. It's a brutal fucking spotlight. So December 2015, something happened that will come up later. Just remember December 2015 while all this is going on. Okay. So I guess he was taken off the roster, put on the practice squad, then returned back to the 53-man roster.
The muff did it, huh?
Well, he's just going back and forth because he's he flubbed 3 punts in the first 6 games, they said. So that's can't do that. Punt returning is hard, and you can't do that.
And that ball is so small, and you gotta compete with how fast is that ball going to get here versus how fast is that man going to get here?
Yeah,
and that's not easy to do.
And a lot of these guys, I mean, for the most part, normally they've been returning punts or kicks, or at least been a receiver or something for the last few years of college and high school, so he doesn't really have the experience in doing this. Right. But that season, 2015, he plays in 8 games. He started 1, 17 rushes for 52 yards. He had some decent return yards and caught a few passes too. Caught 6 passes as well.
No touchdowns.
The kick returns, no touchdowns. He had in 8 games, he had 8 returns, 8 kick returns for 76 yards. So not terrific, we'll say.
Not even
here.
10 yards a kick return.
Not doing amazingly here. And he also, I guess, caused 3 fumbles, though, on defense. Because he plays special teams. So special teams, receivers, and running backs will run down and tackle people here. He announced his retirement from the NFL on May 15th, 2016.
Damn it.
Okay, that's the best one they had.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
And he's out already. Yeah.
It's not an insult, but it's a totally different fucking game here.
He literally contributed over a season, he contributed the same amount of yardage as one guy does in one game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he did. Yeah, didn't do very well at all. Better in the preseason, I guess.
Yeah.
He joined the Fiji Sevens team in hopes of playing the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio. Okay. And he explained that he retired due to not wanting to learn a new playbook, as the 49ers had just hired Chip Kelly to be their new coach for 2016.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
In the NFL, that's how it goes. Every time there's a new coach, you have to learn literally 7,000 new plays. Like it's
a new
hundreds
scheme.
of new plays you have to learn. A whole new system, everything. That's every time. That's what those guys
you know
have to
why?
learn.
Because the last scheme didn't fucking work.
And we were 5-11.
Right.
So
it's pretty bad.
New scheme, assholes. So, he announces his retirement. He said he wants to play in the Olympics. He said, I simply could not pass that chance up. The Olympics has been something I've admired since I was a little boy, and it's an opportunity I feel very similar to me joining the NFL. He's 6'2", 220, by the way. He's not a tiny guy or anything. He's a big fucking guy. He said the support and understanding from the 49ers organization was unbelievable when I let them know about my decision to pursue another dream. They were like, yeah, we were going to cut you anyway. That's great. Good luck.
Can you imagine, James, being so good at one thing that you can parlay it into an entirely different thing at the elite level and then be like, not for me. I'm going to go do this other thing? A third dream?
I'll go back again. Yeah, now I want to play in the Olympics, too.
A third dream.
That is fucking amazing.
Wow.
So 2016, after returning to Australia, he meets, I guess, Amelia Bonici or Bonici. Some girl here that he meets.
Some model, yeah.
I'm sure she's not unattractive.
She's insane.
Yeah. So he makes his rugby sevens debut for Fiji in 2016. He completed 5 of the 6 matches for a total game time of approximately 15 minutes. I don't even know if that's good or not. Yeah. I don't know. September 13th, 2016, he is filmed. This is weird.
Uh-oh.
Okay. He was caught on video apparently handing $5,000 in cash to a Hell's Angel.
Okay.
Which is, well, generally people who give $5,000 to the member of a criminal gang, that's something. They're not usually Christian fucking,
it's rarely for the toy
guys.
drive.
Yeah. If he was handing it to a representative of the Bloods, it would be, hey, what the fuck? It's the same thing. So they obtained footage of him associating with this person, and I guess this guy was a former player, though. So
maybe he's buying him a motorcycle.
Maybe he was helping him out. Maybe he's a player who's falling on hard times, and he's fucking giving him a shot. Who knows?
Maybe his motor went. You got to buy him a new motor. Shit.
Guys help out players like that all the time.
Yeah, sure.
That they played with that have fallen on hard times. The NRL's integrity unit will now take place, they said, looking into his association with known and accused criminals.
Oh.
Yes. They said that he said, Haynes, this is the guy who he gave it to. Haynesy just gave me $5,000. He said, cash money, fam, cash money.
Oh.
And appears to say something, and some other guy was there who was a convicted criminal as well. So, yeah, it wasn't like, oh, here, you're down on your luck. He was like, cash money, fam. That's a different...
Yeah, that's a different...
That's a different deal.
Mortgage. That's not paying your rent.
No shit. So he... I guess he returned to the rugby league. He signed a deal worth $1.2 million per season, by the way, to play.
Wow.
What he's playing now. So he's doing very fucking well, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2016. He's playing for Gold Coast. I don't know. He had 20 tries in 21 games, which seems great.
That's
2014.
Jesus.
And then 2016, he doesn't do as well. Yeah, I don't know what any of that means. So 2017, he is for New South Wales, 3 games, 2 tries, and he represented Fiji in the 2017 World Cup and the 2018 Pacific Rugby League tests as well.
Okay.
Now, 2017, December 21st. Remember that 2015?
Yeah, in December. Yeah.
In December. Well, the thing that happened is he's being accused of raping a woman while in the United States.
In San Fran?
Yes. Well, he was with the San Francisco 49ers. He's accused of engaging in non-consensual sexual intercourse, which is, I believe, rape is the what we call
You don't need
that.
all those syllables, man.
If this was Jeopardy, you'd say non-consensual sexual intercourse. What is rape, Alex? Would be the answer to that. Okay, right? I think.
Yeah.
With a woman identified as Ms. V, because they're not giving her name out, obviously, in December 2015. So, I guess the district attorney's office reviewed the case and later rejected it based on insufficient evidence. Haynes issued a statement saying he unequivocally and vehemently denies the allegations. The woman is seeking a jury trial and compensation for the emotional pain, anguish, and severe distress it caused. The suit includes complaints of sexual battery, violence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligence. Apparently, the plaintiff grew up in the Santa Clara area and had met several acquaintances of Jarryd. And on one night in 2015, she was out with some friends during the day and attended a portion of a 49er football game in the afternoon. After the game, she went to a restaurant with friends where she drank before going to another bar where she became heavily intoxicated. A friend of Haynes had been texting her, and the footballer had allegedly attended the same bar later on. During a police interview after the event, a friend of this Ms. V's said she had never seen the plaintiff so intoxicated, meaning
that's how drunk
the
she
victim
was.
here. Yeah. So they said she then alleges she and Hayne, this is Ms. V, alleges she and Hayne took an Uber back to his home where she was taken to a bedroom. She encountered a man with the defendant's build coming toward her. She said the man put his hands on my shoulders and flipped her around so she was no longer facing him. This is from the suit here.
Yep.
The man instructed her no kissing, and shortly after, she experienced an extremely sharp pain in her vagina. The next morning, she awoke in the same room and in the same bed. She was naked and had a sheet over her and was in significant pain. She claimed she was a virgin at the time of the encounter as well.
Oh, God.
And was afraid to become forward for several months and sought medical treatment, though. Later, Jarryd admitted in documents that they hooked up, is the way he put it, but he called it consensual. According to the suit, the victim reported the rape to the San Jose Police Department in May of 2016, and the report to police came the same month as he left the 49ers. So it was the same exact time. She reported to the cops. They went and talked to him, and he said, I retire from football.
Consensual.
Yes, that's interesting here. Just an interesting coincidence there, little coinky-dink.
Timing.
So they said, we note that that the police in the United States did not proceed with any criminal proceedings, but we will review the information available and continue to monitor the civil case. That's Australian leagues there. So I guess on behalf of Hayne, his law firm issued a statement. Mr. Hayne and his management are aware of recent media speculation in relation to a civil complaint filed in the United States of America claiming or making certain allegations in relation to an event which allegedly occurred in 2015 whilst playing for the 49ers. Mr. Hayne has not been served with any proceedings or formal complaint relating to the incident. Mr. Hayne previously addressed a complaint that made to the district attorney's office in the county of Santa Clara in 2016, and the district attorney did not proceed any further with the matter due to insufficient evidence to substantiate the allegations. Mr. Hayne provided all reasonable assistance to the district attorney with that investigation. He unequivocally and vehemently denies the allegations which are the subject of the civil complaint, and he won't be making any more comments.
Yeah.
Fuck off, is what they say. So, 2017, more comes out about this lawsuit, and he just keeps saying, no, didn't happen at all. Not going on, apparently. So the church issued a statement in the wake of all of this, condemning any form, this is the Hillsong Church that he belongs to, condemning any form of sexual violence or abuse. But they didn't say he did it.
How
He
noble
just said,
of them.
Yeah. He responded, he landed in Tel Aviv after leaving Sydney and answered questions at the airport. And I guess a bunch of reporters showed up and he just answered, wow. That's all he said.
That's all he said.
That's it. The full Hillsong Church's full statement read, while we don't know the circumstances behind the allegations Jarryd is facing in the USA, we condemn any form of sexual violence or abuse.
Wow.
Not saying he did nothing, but hey, if he did, we're not into it.
My God. They're really
taking a
on
stand
big
there.
hill. Yeah.
He says his family's been torn apart by these allegations.
I'm sure.
He says our whole family's been torn apart by this. We're going through hell. That's what his stepmother said. Stepmother Tamara Regan, and said Jarryd has done nothing wrong. There's not even enough evidence to charge him. We're totally standing by him. Enough's enough.
Okay.
Enough meaning one time.
Yeah.
So that's how that's going. He's playing rugby still. Plays for Gold Coast. 17 games, 8 tries that year. The lawsuit, though, the rape lawsuit, is set for California jury trial, though.
Oh, boy.
Yep, it's appears to be headed toward a trial. They failed to resolve the matter in mediation talks.
Yeah, because she said, you raped me, and he said, no, I didn't, love.
No, I didn't, and I'm not giving you money, so that's not going to work out. They're going to have to go to court for that one. So they're doing all of that. They said after an evening, this is the filing, after an evening out with mutual friends in San Jose, plaintiff alleges she was sexually assaulted by the defendant at his residence. Defendant denies this allegation. That's the whole bottom line of the court deal. So they're going to go do this here. She claims she was too drunk to give consent, and he claims that she willingly engaged in sexual interaction that did not include sexual intercourse. He's saying he didn't even have sex with her.
Oh.
She's saying not only did we have sex, I was a virgin until we had sex. So that is definitely a not fucking stories that go together at all. Not
entirely
even close
different
to
planets.
parallel fucking stories here. So, by the way, his lawyer is the guy who defended successfully Derrick Rose in a rape trial.
No kidding.
Yeah, so he's got experience here.
Yeah.
So he's facing this battle. It's going to be a long trial, they say. It could be a long deal. It could last a long time.
Yeah, if
honestly.
that lawyer's mortgage has anything to say about it.
He's like, we're going to drag this out
This is going
as
to be real
long
long,
as humanly
very
possible.
expensive.
It's really going to cost a lot of money. Could be just years. We're going to have to bring in a lot of experts on this one. I'm just
Could
saying.
be Olympic swimming pool size.
Yeah. His whole thing is that she didn't report it to the police for 5 months. So in his mind, that's the end of it right there. Okay. He starts playing poorly, I guess. Also
really?
Playing rugby poorly. They called it at one point. They said, "quote After watching a mediocre display, one of the announcers wondered if he still even wants to play anymore."
Oh no!
Yeah, one guy said, "I'm starting to wonder whether Jarryd Hayne really wants to play anymore. His body language to me at times gives me a sense that he doesn't have that love for it anymore. It's his body language for me. I've just got concerns that he's had enough." So, yeah, I mean, what is he, pushing 30? Jesus.
Is he walking down the field? What is his body language saying?
Since he's returned from the NFL, it's been underwhelming, to say the least, his play. Yep. His time at Gold Coast, one person's quote here, was disastrous, to be honest. And you thought the happy homecoming back to Parramatta, who showed some real hunger and resolve at the end of last year, really started to find some mettle. That, adding Jarryd Hayne and Kane Evans and the likes, would have sent them to the top of the tree this year, and it's been underwhelming.
Okay.
They said that Jarrod's career is in dangerous territory because he's got 10 weeks left to convince Parramatta he deserves a new contract next season. He's 30 years of age. He's a 2-time Dally M medal winner. He has all the potential in the world, but if his career was to end now, would it reach the heights it could have? So, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Not good. November 15th, 2018 here, the New South Wales Sex Crime Squad, that's Australia, is investigating an alleged incident on the NRL Grand Final night with Jarryd here. He's being investigated after when police and a woman made allegations to the police against him of sexual assault in Australia.
In Australia. Oh, yes. Boy.
They said it occurred on an incident on September 30th, allegedly. The woman had been in touch with Hayne on social media. It's alleged that Hayne traveled to a house in the Hunter region to meet her, and the pair had sex. The woman claims she suffered injuries during the encounter. Does he just have a giant cock that he assaults people with? Here it comes, mate.
Yeah, it's tearing things, for Christ's sake.
Ripping people apart. Is he
God.
rough? Is he raping people? What's wrong with this fucking guy?
Does he have sex and violence together? That kind of tendency?
Yeah, I don't know. They claim, I guess, members of the woman's family said they're furious about the incident, and they claim the woman went to a doctor and say she has photographs to support her claim as well. A statement from the police said police are investigating reports of a woman was sexually assaulted by a 30-year-old man in late September, and the investigation is being led by detectives from the Child Abuse and Sex Crime Squad. Those are the same squad. That's a depressing place to work.
Oh, God damn it.
Jesus Christ. Oh, you found the rapist? Good. Now go, somebody just burned their child up. Go find that too.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's rough, man. So they said no charges have been laid yet.
Mm-hmm.
Just an investigation here.
Mm-hmm. So,
but it's not going to help him to get a new contract.
No. Matter of fact, it's going to do the opposite.
No, it's going to hurt quite a bit here. So he won't comment. And he said no comment on this. It's obviously, he's denying it basically. Mm-hmm. Then he is charged with sexual assault and will have to appear in court with it in Sydney.
In Australia.
In Australia, yeah. He had to go to a Sydney police station with his manager and was later charged over the sexual assault of this 26-year-old woman. So he is
That's a lot of trouble, man.
He's in a shit of a mess now because it doesn't look good, just in general in public perception, too. If you have like one rape lawsuit on one continent and then the cops are charging with rape on another continent, it's kind of...
you got Australian Ice Cube looking at you. That's no good.
You're kind of fucking your shit up at that point. You're fucking your life all up. I mean, I don't even know. How do you even go outside? Because he's very famous. Everyone knows who he is.
Oh, boy.
And then, they're like, hey, they don't want to only talk to you about football. Now they're like, hey, did you rape that chick? Like, that's a lot.
Those chicks.
You gotta stay inside for that shit because you've painted yourself in a corner, let's just say.
Sure enough.
He stays home. He's like, I'm going to remember he's not going out to the nightclubs anymore.
Not allowed in King's Cross. He's banned himself.
Didn't spend a lot of time at home, though, and he noticed, God damn it, the plumbing in this place just isn't what it should be. It's just not. You flush things, they don't go all the way down. He needs to call somebody to help him.
Yeah.
And he finds his man, and he calls Paul Calhoun, shit pipe enthusiast. Who else would he call? And he says... How is it you came to arrive here, fella? What the fuck are you doing? Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, I've seen some impacted shit pipes in my life, guy. But you, weren't you like the best player going? Like you could have been the hero of the whole country.
Yeah.
You could have been the next Crocodile Dundee. Do you understand that? You could have been doing Foster's commercials all over the fucking world for the next 50 goddamn years. Instead, what are you doing? You're injuring people with your penis, guy? What's happening?
You know how lucrative a mid-tier steakhouse is in America?
For Christ's sake, you could have opened one. You could have opened 3. Dan Marley's had places open for 35 fucking years. He couldn't even play. You know what I'm saying? Give me a goddamn break. Anyway, your shit pipes look terrible. I'm going to tell you that. I can't even clean them out.
Yeah.
You need lawyers in here to help me with these shit pipes. That's how fucked up your shit pipes are, buddy. I'd say I'd slap your wife, but you don't have one. And frankly, I'm happy you don't have one because she wouldn't need a slap. You would have done enough on your own. All right, I gotta go. I'm gone. Poof, and in a cloud of shit and pipes, he's gone. And Jarryd is not helping because now he's like, oh, now I can't even flush my toilet. This is great. He took my shit pipes apart. November 21st, 2018, the alleged victim here claims she suffered injuries to her genital area and sought medical assistance from a doctor. Hayne was granted bail under strict conditions, $20,000 bond was one of them here. And this, by the way, this offense faces a possible 20-year jail sentence.
Wow.
This is not little.
Serious, too.
Yep, he had to turn himself into the cops and all that kind of shit. And that's what's going on. So they're going to plow forward with this.
Okay.
And the NRL boss, Todd Greenberg, hair turning silver, said, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about the issues for Jarryd. These are serious issues, and I'm not going to add any comments to them.
Yeah.
Please don't put us together. He's not even signed to a team right now.
This is very gross, and I don't want to talk about it.
So he pleads not guilty, is what he pled. And on the way in, all the reporters were asking, how will you plead? Is your career over? What's going on?
Do you plead my career's over?
Do you hurt people with your penis? Why are you doing this? That's not great.
How big is it?
So, he's doing all of that. Total, it looks like that's the end of his career, it looks like, as far as NRL competition. He had 214 games, 121 tries in his career there. 2018, he plays for Fiji again. Whatever, who cares? February 13th, 2019, he doesn't show up for court, apparently.
Really?
I guess his bail has been varied so he can go to Newcastle to attend court for this accusation here. I don't know what's going on here, but I guess there was a confusion of which court he was going to, so he didn't show up for the right court. I don't know if he showed up at the other court, but
I hope he did.
Whatever. 2019 in May, they say he's close to settling his civil rape case in California.
Okay.
They said the parties are in, the district court judge said the parties are currently in settlement talks and may be close to achieving a resolution on the entire matter.
Okay.
Wow. That's interesting. I would say they've agreed to a brief and limited continuance of the court proceedings to do that here. I guess it's for monetary damages. May 15th, 2019, he's got another problem here. He has to go to court again to face a second count of aggravated sexual assault against a woman here again.
In Australia?
He plays, he's got to go to court before the local court magistrate, John Chicken.
Johnny Chicken.
Johnny Chicken, and I'm saying it is spelled chicken. There's no other way. It's Chicken. His name is John Chicken.
John Chicken.
Judge Chicken, Your Honor. I'll read right from this. Mr. Chicken said he had not been living in a bubble and understood Hayne was facing a second aggravated sexual assault charge here as well.
I guarantee there is a restaurant called Mr. Chicken.
It should be, if there's not. So I guess they're saying that Hayne had sex with a woman without her consent, recklessly inflicted an actual bodily harm during the rape and all of that. So now they're saying there's something else. Okay, August 31st, 2019, he settles the U.S. rape case.
Really?
For a payment of just under $100,000.
The U.S. one?
That's the U.S. case.
Okay.
Yeah, he settles that. That one wasn't a criminal proceeding. It was just, whatever. So that's how it goes. So he gives her $100,000, and that's that. So the NRL said they have moved to improve off-field behavior via the introduction of its no-fault stand-down policy after a spate of off-field incidents. The new protocols were brought in after there were 66 separate allegations of players behaving badly in the space of 4 years.
66 over 4 years. That's not even that bad.
That doesn't seem that bad if you've
The
seen
NFL
the NFL.
has way more than that, yeah.
They have a lot less players in rugby, though.
Oh, okay.
The NFL has like 55 guys a team, 53-man roster per team. That's a shitload of players.
It sure
and then all the
is.
practice squad
Times
guys,
30,
too.
yeah.
I mean, that's a lot. There's thousands of guys. It's different for these guys here. So I guess his trial gets postponed to get a jury in April 9th, 2020. And so that's what's going to happen. I guess they didn't have enough time to start before they could get a jury impaneled.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if there's like some sort of time limit. Weird regulations in their court proceedings or whatever. Now, November 23rd, 2020, he says that he was in Newcastle celebrating a fellow player's Bucks weekend. I guess that's a bachelor party, probably, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Buckendale, yeah.
When he allegedly raped the woman.
Jesus, at a bachelor party.
No. I think he's saying I wasn't here.
Oh.
I was gone. He
Okay.
said he was. The jury panel was told Hayne had been in the area for a 2-day Bucks party with West Tigers player Kevin Nakwama. Several other players were there as well. He's alleged to have gone to the woman's. Oh, I guess no. They're saying he was there. He was alleged to have gone to the woman's home on the outskirts of town on the grand final day of that weekend. He's represented by a lawyer here, and that's what they're doing. So November 24th, 2020, woman's text to Jarryd Hayne after the rape come out.
Oh, boy.
The woman who has accused him of rape says she just wanted to meet him and hoped it would turn into something. She wanted to see what he was about and see if she was whatever. But she said that she said no to the sexual acts that occurred inside her bedroom, and that's what happened here. He had paid $550 for a taxi to drive him back to Sydney and asked the driver to stop on the way. After spending some time in her bedroom, the driver knocked on the door, and Hayne went outside to talk to the driver. Mm-hmm. The woman said, my heart dropped kind of thing because I thought he had only come there for one reason. She said she told her mother as much, and she wasn't interested. She said, there's no way in hell I was going to touch him. I was angry, I was hurt, I was sad. I think the whole time in my mind, I thought one day could turn into something. She thought he came over to hang out, and then she found out he had a taxi waiting outside. So he came over to bang her out real quick and try to get in the taxi. Yeah. So she was like, oh, well, fuck you then.
Yeah.
She said, though, back in the bedroom after he came in from talking to the driver, he forced himself on her and leaving her with a bleeding injury.
God, Jesus.
She said, I'm not sure whether he bit me or cut me or whatever the hell he did, but I was saying, no, I don't want to, and then I was bleeding everywhere. And the court was shown a graphic video she took of her bed showing the blood she had lost. And in the hour after Hayne left, she sent Hayne 2 texts. One said, I'm hurting so much. And one said, I know I have talked about sex and stuff so much, but I didn't want to do that after knowing the taxi was waiting for you. I'm sitting in my room crying because I feel so weird. Yeah. And the court heard she received only one response, which said, go doctor tomorrow. With no connector words or anything. Go doctor tomorrow.
He takes texts as just a very post-it note.
Yeah, just a real bullet
roundabout ideas. Yeah, go
real
doctor
bullet
tomorrow.
points. His lawyer said nothing in that room was done against her will. They both intended to have sex. It was not going to be romantic, but it was going to be sexual.
Gross.
He told the jury that Hayne must have accidentally scratched her during the encounter. But the woman told the court that she didn't plan for this to happen. She said, I pretty much just wanted to meet him in person. I didn't have any plans for what we would do or what would happen. So, she also, during this trial, she broke down in tears and was on the stand for a rigorous cross-exam, obviously. Yeah. At one point, she said, as she walked from the courtroom, she looked at him and said, quote, "You're a fucking piece of shit." This was after his lawyer badgered her on the stands.
Yeah.
I guess during this intense questioning from the lawyer, he asked one question and she said, quote, "It is irrelevant. No means fucking no. So all the stuff you're bringing up, I said don't put your dick in me," and he put his dick in me, which is the end of this. That's the end all be all.
Can we go home now? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. She said, "You're making me look stupid. He fucking knows what I said." Mm-hmm. That sounds pretty straightforward, I think, here. So they said, "I thought you were the woman at one point during a Snapchat messages. She said, I thought you would have at least asked whether or not I'm okay by now." And Haynes said, "You said you were okay the last time we spoke, ? She said, "You knew I definitely wasn't okay from the damage that night. It was pretty messed up, and you just left me that way. You should have stopped when I said so." Then he wrote back, "What the fuck are you on about? WTF are you on about? 3 exclamation points.
Dude.
I stopped straight away and made sure you were okay. We spoke for a while after and made sure you were okay before I left. You're starting to sound sus."
He's a 14-year-old girl.
I was going to say, so now he's a 12-year-old girl. And then he wrote back at one point, "That is completely untrue. Everything we did, you consented to." At one point, there's messages in the trial that are read between this woman and a friend of hers in which she wrote, "I'm too scared to report it. He would have the money to ruin me."
Uh-huh.
That's sad to hear.
That's super fucked.
So then it was taken further. She wrote to Hayne, "I've been told to report what happened." He replied, "What?" Followed by, "Any allegations? ? Okay.
I got one.
Wow. He takes the stand during the trial, saying he's apologetic after injuring her, but he said it was consensual.
Yeah.
He's like, "Sorry. I mean, I don't know, Mike. I
didn't mean to. Yeah.
Threw down some penis. I don't know what to tell you." He said that he gave evidence and blah, blah, blah. The victim here, he said, quote, this is what she wrote in one message. Quote, "I'm not going to lie." This is over Instagram. "I imagined what it would be like to be fucking you when you started talking."
Okay.
Hayne also told the court she sent him nudes and lingerie shots on Snapchat. He said it was a bit full on straight away. She was pretty straight to the point. Okay. He said he's been drinking all day and he was intoxicated, but he was aware of his surroundings when he went over to her house. Uh-huh. He said, "I knew she was keen. Best case scenario, I'd be having sex with her. Worst case scenario, I'd introduce myself." That's when they asked what her intentions were. Uh-huh. Her mother answered the front door when he went over.
Yeah, mad keen, bro. Mom's home? Come on.
He said, "I thought it was weird. I'd never met her before. Why would you get your mom to answer the door?"
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this white Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
Inside, he said that she appeared nervous, so he said he played a couple of his go-to songs, which included Ed Sheeran. What a douchebag. Okay.
Little shape of you.
Hate this man now. He said, this girl's nervous. My go-to, this is what Ed Sheeran makes the pussy flow, is what he said. Puddle under her. Pow. Ed Sheeran.
There's a little shape of you. That's how hot I am right now.
Jesus Christ.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, his go-tos is what he said.
In 2000 when?
2021.
2021.
It is Australia. It takes a while for things to get there. It's his go-tos, though. That'll calm her right down.
2021.
Yeah, that's where he's going. He's got it covered, man.
Oh, God, Jesus, that's so funny.
Holy shit, that is really ridiculous. I fucking love
Ed
it.
Sheeran,
Oh, my God.
he's only gotten worse with age.
It's his go-to is pop one of those on his phone and pow. The panty dropper. Ed the panty dropper Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran covering some Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. Let's hear the Ed Sheeran Glory Days cover. That's what I want to hear.
In 2021.
2021. So he said on the stand that she noticed his taxi was waiting outside and asked him about it.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I just kind of stared at her and answered in my head, you knew I was going to Sydney, so why the confusion? He then went outside, told the driver to wait. The woman had previously claimed that's when she told her mother he was only here for one thing and there was no way she was going to have sex with him.
Right.
So Hayne said when he realized the Roosters were winning the grand final, he went into the lounge room to watch the end of the game with her mother.
What a bizarre man.
This is so weird. The court he told everyone that he told her, the court heard he told her he was jealous then at that point. He said of the game because he wanted to play. He said, I had a chance to sign with them back in 2016. So those thoughts of it could have been me winning the comp. That's the jealousy. Yeah. Then he went back into the bedroom where he said he kissed her. She kissed him back. And then they each took off their own pants. He said, I knew she didn't want to have sex, but I thought I'd just please her.
Yikes.
He said she didn't say no or stop, as she said she did now, and that she was enjoying it. He then said he noticed a liquid. There's a lot of liquids going on there. You got to be a little more specific, Chief. He said it was like a shock. I jumped up and looked at my hand straight away, and there was blood. I said, it's obviously just my finger. It has obviously cut you. And she was a bit rattled. What does he have fucking talons on his fingers?
What's going on?
Jesus. He said that he reassured her and told her if it was still painful tomorrow, she should go to the doctor. And then he says he left.
Okay.
So then in the next hour, she sent text messages which said, I'm hurting so much. I know I've talked about sex and stuff so much, but I didn't want to do that after knowing the taxi was waiting for you. And he replied, go doctor tomorrow.
Yeah.
So they asked him about it. He said, I remembered reading it. What do I reply? I've already explained how the blood came out. I've explained what to do.
Oh, God.
Then
I've told her how to be a woman and
I told her,
take care of those things.
Patch up your leaky vag and talk to me another time. I told her that. Holy shit. So then the court was played a phone call from a former teammate, Mitchell Pierce, which was recorded by police. I don't know why they had the phone tap, but they said Pierce asked, quote, who's this Sheila come out saying something about you? And he said, full-blown weirdo is what Hayne replied. Yeah. Then he said, I'll get her for defamation easy. That was his text back. Okay. So now, November 30th, he's on the stand. He agrees that consent was up in the air.
Oh, what?
Yeah. He said this is fucking amazing. He admitted now that he was knocked back twice by her, but, eventually she gave in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he's like, well, 2 no's and a yes is a yes is the way he put it. 2 no's and a quiet is a yes is the way he put it, which is disturbing. He said that she had given him promising signs and messages she was willing to partake in sexual activity, including nudes and stuff like that. The prosecutor said nothing she'd done indicated she would consent to sexual activity once you arrived, and he said yes. Yeah, that's true. They said consent was effectively up in the air, they asked him, and he said yes. Wow. That is, he then told the court that once he got to her house, she said she didn't want to have sex. But then when she pulled her pants off and he proceeded to kiss and touch her, she never said no, is what he says. He also says that he had met her years earlier in 2014 at some point. He had met her. And there was that. So, yeah, he said that he went back through Instagram and found a message she sent to him in 2014 that he sent her saying good luck in a modeling competition. So, next day in court, here, this is crazy. He's on the stand the whole fucking time. I guess he's being cross-examined, and he said, I know what I did so you can figure out the times for yourself. Because they were asking him about what time did this happen, what time did that happen. So they asked him how intense the counter was, and he said, what do you mean? Which is a good question.
Yeah.
And then they were offered suggestions, like, is it soft, gentle, forceful, rough? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, give us a descriptive word.
Then he said, I started slow, then I went a bit faster. Like fucking. Or raping in this case, or in any other case. Allegedly, I don't know.
So
but
he's claiming that it was just his fingers?
No. He's saying there was, I guess, other. Yeah.
Okay.
He said, I don't know how to judge force. So the Crown here, the prosecutor alleges that the woman did not consent and pulled away and told him stop and no. He was also, they asked him about a $50 bill that was found on the woman's bed afterwards. He dropped a 50 on her, she's saying.
Clean yourself up.
Yep, like Sonny Corleone breaking your camera. He denied it was meant as hush money, saying it must have fallen out of his pocket. When asked how he felt about when he learned about the whole thing had been reported, he said, I was fuming because she was full of shit. Now, the Ed Sheeran song is being used by his defense in the rape trial.
Really?
Like, listen, we're going to play this song for you. Every lady in the jury...
Get out of here. They're going to play it in court?
Doesn't have your panties off by the end of it, then our client's a guilty man. But if you do... Innocent.
We're going to put a humidity tester in every pair of panties.
Every pair
Are you ready?
You can't hide it. We're going to put a mirror down there. See how this goes.
It's so foggy in here.
Whoa. So they acknowledged the prosecution in closing statements. They acknowledged his fame and success, but urged the jury not to let this impact the decision. They said Jarryd Hayne has achieved a level of fame and success beyond that of which most of us will achieve. And his lawyer, Hayne's lawyer, said Jarryd Hayne did not commit these offenses. He did not disregard protests to stop. He did not sexually assault her. Yeah, they said that they had suggestive interactions, and they argued that Hayne had good reason to think the young woman was going to engage in a fling with him. But you can't. That doesn't matter.
Right.
None of that matters. See,
Say the words.
Yeah. So then the lawyer said a sing-along to an Ed Sheeran song. Not only are we going to play it, we're going to sing along to it, and then I'm going to do this to you.
And put the lyrics up like this is a karaoke night.
Wow.
Is everybody ready?
Wow. On the night of the alleged assault was something done to, quote, break the ice. Here's a good quote. He went to his go-to songs. He was being nice. This is not the action of a person hell-bent on sex. There's no other reason to play an Ed Sheeran song unless you're trying to get laid in 2020 or 2016 this happened. I think it happened in 2018 or something. So, wow. The defense urged the jury to draw on their own life experiences when considering the evidence. Jesus Christ. Here we go. The jury deliberates for 2 days before they decide to tell the judge deadlocked.
What?
Yep. No decision is made. They said no amount of deliberation will change this. They shortly after they were told a decision of 11-1 would be accepted, they said that did not resolve the split, and they were discharged.
We aren't even close enough for that.
Not even close enough for that. So right after that's done, January of 2021, he marries that Amelia lady.
What?
'Cause who doesn't want to get married with this asshole? And they're going to have 3 kids together in the next 3 years, too. So he has a sexual assault retrial date set for March. He squeezed a wedding in between his assault trials. That's nice. March, jury retries him again. Here he goes. Again, pleads not guilty. March 22nd, 2001. This trial is only 5 days, goes on a lot shorter time.
2021?
2021, March 22nd, 2021. He is found guilty this time of sexually assaulting a woman near Newcastle.
My God.
Found him not guilty of further charges, which included recklessly inflicting actual bodily harm. But the big one there, they got him on here. He's been granted bail on $50,000 surety for sentencing, so he'll be out during sentencing. He said outside the court, "I told the truth and I'll do it all again."
What all again?
I don't know if raping or telling the truth. I hope
what does that mean?
Hope he means telling the truth here.
Yeah.
So they said the victim here, I believe. Oh no, this is the detective superintendent. Said we want to know. We want people to come forward to us. We want to hear your story, and we need you to know that we believe you, and we will be on the journey with you. So it's not great being Jarryd Hayne these days.
This is so bad.
He's leaving just a trail of bleeding vaginas in his wake at this point.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, man. This is frightening.
It's 3 people now on 2 different continents. It's not good. It's bad for everybody. I mean, all the victims. I feel bad for all these people, Jimmie. I really do. But not nearly as bad as I feel for Jarryd Hayne, dishwasher at Burger King in Memphis, Tennessee. If his life isn't bad enough, that he's a dishwasher,
an accused and convicted rapist,
a Memphis Burger King dishwasher. They don't even set him loose on the fries. When he Googles his name, it comes up rapist or alleged rapist or whatever.
Yeah, convicted, right?
Convicted at this point, yes. March 23rd, 2021. This is after the conviction. His recorded phone calls become public. Okay, so in one of the calls, this is part of the one where the guy asks him about Sheila.
The Sheila. Yeah.
Hayne is heard telling a friend in one that Sheila went to the NRL. Yeah. And the guy said, "Which one?" And he said, "From Newcastle." And Hayne said, "What the fuck, man? What a weirdo." A short time later, he took a call from NRL star Mitchell Pearce. And he said, "Who's this Sheila coming out saying something about you?" And he said, "We were just fooling around, and she bled a bit. It was weird." That's what Hayne told him.
It's weird. It seems like every girl I'm involved with is bleeding.
Just bleeding all over the place. He said, quote, "Then she wigged out. I said, nah, listen, you're sweet. I said, fucking like my fingernail must have clipped you."
Maybe you should have clipped those. What do you...
You keep your shit tight if you're going to be vigorously fingering people.
Vigorously fingering strangers.
Fucking weird. So they said you could tell. So I guess the police had began listening to his calls after they were alerted to the allegation by the NRL Integrity Commission 6.5 weeks after the assault. So he didn't even know that he was going to be charged yet. Then he told another caller, "You could tell she's fucked, mate. Just a weirdo, mate. You know, a young cow just carrying on." So, yeah, that's not great. That doesn't sound good at all. So and then there's all of her stuff as well. The court heard that a jail sentence is inevitable, and he's going to be sentenced May 6, 2021. Apparently, as his victim was escorted out of the court by police, she was being spat at. People were spitting at her as she was leaving the courtroom.
Rugby fans are vicious.
That is fucking horrible. The judge said it was clear the woman had been resisting Hayne during the sexual assault at her home. She said, quote, "I do not accept he was not aware she was attempting to push him away and trying to physically resist him. It is very clear that she said no several times. I have found the offender was fully aware that the victim was not consenting and went ahead anyway. His decision to do so increases the objective seriousness. You, sir, may fuck off a maximum of 5 years and 9 months in prison."
Okay.
Yes. That is fucking crazy.
He went to a house
the whole
where
court,
a girl...
not his sentence, the whole proceeding.
We went to a house where a girl lives with her mother, drove a cab there, told the cabbie, "Just hold on a sec, I'll be right back."
I'm going to go bang this rod out real quick.
In the house that her mother lives in the middle of the afternoon.
Unfucking believable.
Wow.
The victim had said, I've spent countless hours crying and feeling a violation and feeling dirty that doesn't go away. I have nightmares and flashbacks of his face looking through me. Sometimes I can't get out of bed. What I experienced was horrible. Nobody should ever have to feel that way. I'm destroyed and damaged, but I'm still standing.
Yeah.
Your body remembers, but your mind doesn't forget. I've survived this, and I have protected a tiny spark of my life. So, it's a lot. This is obviously a lot. Now, he's still married, by the way. He's been married 100 days when he's sentenced to prison here. She's standing by her man, by the way.
What a gal.
Yep. She said it's all good. She's going to raise their 4-year-old daughter. She was born in December 2016, and she was at all the court hearings, and she's said she believes in him 100%. Just couldn't be more on his side. Okay. That's it. Hayne wrote, quote, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." Proverbs 18:22. That's what he wrote. Yeah.
Sounds like a fortune cookie.
And he said, it's been a roller coaster, but I'm thankful for God and what the Holy Spirit has done through us. It's been only by the grace of God we are here and excited and moving forward as husband and wife. Yikes. Yikesy. So he says we were meant to be. So, wow. Anyway, he's trying to figure this out. Now he's got an appeal coming, I guess. But he's taken right away to jail, obviously. He's going to be appealed. I guess he was allowed to travel to Western Australia. Oh, this is a mission. They're talking about he did missionary work, so they shouldn't sentence him to get so much here. Police reviewing video after his supporters allegedly abused the victim outside of court.
Right.
They're saying that supporters outside the court, she was leaving, and they said they spit at her and yelled shit at her. As court sheriffs approached the man and others, urging them to settle down, the same group became involved in a scuffle with the media as Hayne's pregnant wife was ushered to a car.
Wow.
This is fucking nuts, man. Getting crazy. So that's not great. I've never seen that here in the States.
Thankfully, no.
Mike Tyson, when he was convicted of rape, nobody stood outside the court and spit on the
Robin Givens?
No, the rape. I can't remember her name.
Did he rape Robin?
No, he was married to Robin. He beat the shit out of Robin a lot.
Right,
yeah. He raped the Miss Black Indiana contestant.
Right.
So, that's not good. So May 11th, 2021, a supporter of his is fined for spitting outside the court. Mm-hmm. They found out who spit, and they charged him with spitting outside the court.
Got him.
Yeah, so they're gonna fine him, whatever. September 22nd, 2021, he's sued for damages by victim of sexual assault.
Oh?
Yeah, he's serving a minimum 3 years and 8 months sentence for this, and so now she gets to sue him for monetary value as well here. Mm-hmm. February 14th, 2022, Jarryd Hayne has his sexual assault convictions reversed and a retrial is ordered.
Really? Reversed?
Absolutely. It is reversed. His manager, Wayne Beavis, said, It's a great day, a great result.
Yeah.
Thanks, Beavis and Mr. Chicken. This is a great trial. He's released from prison, awaiting a retrial. He has 15 bail requirements, including living with his wife, reporting to police 3 times a week. He's been sentenced to live with his wife. And not associating with witnesses or the victim here. He is banned from the entire local government area of Newcastle, cannot have his passport back, or go within 500 meters of an international port, such as an airport.
Okay.
So stay the fuck in your house is what they told him. So now he's got to face a third trial now over this. There's another trial they're going to do, and they said the prosecutor said they have to do it. It doesn't matter. They have to. It's expensive. It's a pain in the ass, but we're doing it. So another trial. I mean, you're going to have a lot of the same evidence here, obviously. He pleads not guilty again. The judge said, you'll find out if you don't already know. Concentrate on the evidence in this trial alone, is what she tells the jury. So, hey, everybody can't take anything you've known before and put it in here and all that.
Yeah.
She gives the evidence again. on trial. Imagine having to go fucking say that again on there. Yeah, that's a lot. Gets spit at again. They said that they really get into the Ed Sheeran thing.
Yeah.
I guess the jury was told she sat on the bed. He laid down and asked for a laptop. Give me your laptop.
Let's just bother my password.
And what did they sing along to?
What?
Ed Sheeran's which song you think, Jimmy?
Is it Not
I don't
Shape
know
of
many
You?
Ed Sheeran. No. It was his cover of Wonderwall.
It is a cover?
Fucking Wonderwall.
He
It's
covered
Oasis
something.
Shit. Yeah,
Oh
Oasis
my
shit Wonderwall.
God.
Yeah, my Wonderwall. That crap.
He covered a
90s.
song.
He covered it, and he's like, let's hear this cover. No, it's Ed Sheeran covering Oasis.
Yeah, that's my point. Is that it's not even
Ed
his
Sheeran.
fucking
Yes,
song.
It's him singing, not writing. Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
somebody. Jesus.
So they said the woman found the whole singing along to songs thing to be quite awkward, is what they said.
Yeah.
They said that they heard he's trying to get her to sing along to Ed Sheeran covers while there's a taxi beeping outside. It's beeping.
While the meter's running.
Yeah. She said that changed everything. She said she was possibly going to fuck him until she realized he had a waiting taxi out there, and that's all. She was just a stop-off to dump some jizz and leave.
She's literally a quick stop, a quick trip, a fucking Wawa.
Once she found that out, and he went outside to talk to the driver, that's when she told her mom, well, he ain't getting fucked now.
Yeah.
Not happening now. So... yeah, at one point he said it was an up-in-the-air best-case scenario. I'd be having sex with her. Worst-case scenario, introducing myself thing. He said that again. He told the jury that that it made her feel like absolute crap and was stupid and she said she was stupid for flirting with him from the start and all that kind of shit. They go through everything here. The woman claims that he forced off her jeans despite her efforts to pull them up, saying no and stop. He says that she took them off herself. Okay. She described his actions as forceful, fast, and rough, and she said no Jarryd about 3 or 4 times. It's alleged he continued to perform sexual acts on her, but only stopped when I think he was fingering her and cut her open. That's what happened. She was bleeding from her genitalia.
Jesus.
She said that she got in the shower to clean off the blood, and she was swelling and stinging on her genitalia she had.
My God.
She said, she talked about the text messages back and forth. She said, I don't know what to feel. I told my mom it was a nosebleed, and I'm sitting in my room crying. That's what she texted him.
How much fucking blood was there?
It seems like a lot of blood. I guess she had pictures of it, and it would be quite a bit
got on
here.
her face, for Christ's sake?
No shit. Wow. So March 23rd, 2023, the rape victim's deleted texts show initial interest in Hayne could have changed. So deleted texts sent by her here, I guess, showed a different... He's saying all these texts are obvious. So a string of messages from 2018. She said she would only agree to see him on September 30th if her friend wasn't going to spend time with her that night. Like, I got a friend. If she's not going to be here, you can come over. Yeah. One said, I feel like a fucking idiot. Are you coming over? If we aren't going to keep talking, I'm going to say yes to Jarryd. Otherwise, I won't let him. That's to a friend. Yeah. Hey, I'm holding this guy off saying come over or not, so you got to tell me. The friend told the court he thought she was joking and chose not to respond to most of her messages because he was out with a friend for lunch. He replied, quote, you honestly lost me at Jarryd Hayne is your side boy. And then had... added 4 laughing emojis. Like, that's not true. Just didn't believe her.
Yeah.
So, that's how that goes. She said, on the stand, she said the taxi made her desire to have sex with him evaporate.
Yeah. That's
what she said. Okay. The jury retires as rape trial number 3 closes up here.
Wow.
Jesus Christ, man. The defense attorney tells the jurors that the woman was much less than honest with police, gave inaccurate evidence, and put the boot in, accusing Hayne of sexual assault after a disappointing end to a meeting that she had insisted on. Oh, boy. So the media reports presented a more damaging picture of Hayne than the jury knows was the case. As she said outside the court, you're not here to determine whether everything Hayne does is a nice thing, the polite thing. Those are distractions. By the way, he's got this girlfriend and a baby at home, and he's so Christian and stopping off to fuck a groupie. At the time, what he thought was a groupie.
Right.
Some chick from Instagram. He's a real big Christian.
Yeah.
From Snapchat and Instagram, both there. Wow. That is fucking wild. So here we go. The judge here, the jury comes back April 4th, 2023. And the judge told the 6 men and women on the jury to persevere as they returned a note saying they were unable to reach a unanimous verdict.
Oh, God.
They deliberated more than 20 hours and retired a week ago. So they said they've been diligently performing their duties, but, haven't been able to come. They said, get the fuck back in there and keep trying. Next day they come back, and he is found guilty of rape to sexual intercourse without consent. Here are 2 counts of that. So, not good at all. So now he's found guilty again, and he said he was devastated when they asked him how he felt about that. Sure. April 5th, 2023, new text messages come out, by the way.
Uh-oh.
New text messages come out that they were steamy messages, they call them here.
Okay.
This was 2 weeks before they met in person. Mm-hmm. She wrote, "You're absolutely gorgeous." He said, "Price it," was his reply. I don't know what that means. Yeah. The woman replied, "Price what?" Yeah. And then she said, "Do you think I'm an escort or something? Because I'm not." Later in the conversation, she told him, "I'm not going to lie. I imagine what it'd be like to be fucking you when you first started talking." She apologized, and then he replied, "Very steamy."
Yeah.
The prosecutor told the jury it was clear she found him sexually attractive, which doesn't mean you want to fuck somebody when they stop by there. September 22nd, she had texted him asking him when she was going to see him. And she said, "When are you going to be free? I'm never in Sydney." And he responded, "I've got my own little one down ATM. She crook."
At the moment.
I got my own little one down at the moment. She crook. Okay, there we go. The woman replied saying, "Poor thing," and complimented him on being a good dad.
Yeah.
"You're such a good dad. Now come over here and cheat on your wife with me." The night before the incident, the jury was told that Hayne invited the woman to join him and his friends at the party. She declined and asked whether he'd still be there the following night, but he said, "Nah, going back tomorrow." She said, "Stay one more night. I am ruined," with a frowny face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
"Otherwise, take me back. Ha, I'm full serious and something. I can't tonight, babe. Coffee in the morning." So then texts with another man. On the same day she was texting Hayne, they heard that she was messaging another guy. Right. And that was, she said, "You have made me feel fucking terrible today. Bye." And the man said, "I didn't want," they asked him why she sent that. And he said, "Because I didn't want to go see her." So the jury was told, the woman then wrote, "Are you going to talk to me? Otherwise I won't. At least answer me and stop being a dick." So these sound like normal things. And then he said, "You honestly lost me at Jarryd Hayne as your side boy." So
that's so funny.
That is fucking hilarious. So, that's how that goes. They keep going on with these text messages. She said she was feeling like an idiot. "Are you coming over? I'm going to say yes to Jarryd. You don't have to come here. You'll be ages. You're being a jerk," is what she said to the other guy. Mm-hmm. "You said maybe, so I'm asking if you're not. Blah, 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 blah." Okay. So he ends up coming over, and that all happens. And we talked about all of that. So the other thing is that she told several people, I guess, that she was afraid to come forward because he would ruin her because he has money.
Right.
So that's how that goes. April 6th, 2023, the bail is continued. So he's able to stay out on bail here. He's going to be sentenced at a later date. Uh-huh. And his wife said she's just devastated, obviously.
Sure.
His lawyer said it would be so oppressive to take this man from his family while those arrangements are being made. They're saying let him stay out until at least until he gets sentenced here. But they jail him ahead of sentencing.
Oh, is that right?
Instead, yep, they jail him ahead. They said the presumption of innocence has been overcome, and for all purposes within the criminal justice system, it is established that Mr. Hayne is a person who committed 2 extremely grave sexual offenses.
Right.
Yeah. So he's awaiting sentencing, and I guess the victim said it's just she keeps getting, harassed and everything else. And she said that it's been a never-ending nightmare for 5 years since this started. Wow. Yeah. So again, he is sentenced to, you, sir, may fuck off 4 years and 9 months in jail now.
Wow.
Yep. Sentence was handed down. The minimum is 3 years. And he exclaimed, fucking 3 years, bro. 3 years is what he exclaimed here. And so now he's got to go to prison, apparently.
For 3 years, yeah.
For 3 years. It's a 4-year sentence. It's the third trial he's had for this. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what to say about this.
It's pretty fucked up that a girl can be willing to sleep with people. And even though she says no, you're still going to get after her and then act like, and then you're going to throw the fact that she's down in her face. That's fucked up.
It's very fucking fucked up.
Just because she's willing to fuck sometimes. And
by the way,
this time
he weighs 104 kilograms.
That's a lot.
And she weighs 48.
Okay, twice.
So he's more than twice her weight.
Yeah,
is the other thing, is the problem. His lawyer, by the way, wow. The lawyer said the length of the offending was more important in the context of the case and would affect the objective seriousness. She told the court that there was an unambiguous and mutual sexual content in the lead up to the rape. The court heard the act occurred between two grown adults, with the woman knowing who Jarryd Hayne was before urging him to come over. Then they said, quote, there is an eloquent testament of Mr. Hayne's pastor of his commitment to his Christian faith.
What?
So she goes on to all that and then says, you should read the letter from his pastor that says what a great Christian he is. In the previous breath, they were talking about how he was going to go cheat on his girlfriend and go fuck this girl real quick.
Great guy.
What is going on here? They said the lawyer said that he's a very different man than the person who committed the offense in 2018. He doesn't possess the personality and thought patterns and sexual arousal patterns of a sex offender. He's also because of his life, which has turned around considerably since the hiatus in the relationship with his now wife. Wow. Are you kidding me?
So he can tone it down sometimes.
He's been a Christian, I thought, since like 2012. So what the fuck are you talking about here? The jury deliberated for 23 and a half hours on this. Also here. May 13th, 2023, 25 minutes of outside time and an isolated cell is what he's got right now. That's what he gets, 25 minutes a day. And there he is. He is prisoner number. Oh, by the way, he has a couple of jobs here, sewing clothes or doing prison laundry, are two of his jobs. He is referred to as prisoner 661736 in a 3 meter by 4 meter cell.
Oh, Jesus.
So 9 by 12 with only 25 minutes of outside time allowed to walk around and read his Bible. So there you go. That's what he gets to do. And by the way, that whole encounter with the woman who he's charged for, 46 minutes from time he arrived to the time he left. We know that from the taxi because they had a fucking meter going.
They had time going, yeah.
They know exactly how long he was in there.
And he watched some NRL, too. So
and he watched,
Wow.
That includes watching the end of his shit.
Little NRL, little Ed Sheeran, little finger, jump in the car.
Jump back in. He was earning $48.96 a week to wash fellow inmates' sheets for 42 hours a week. So not exactly making the same kind of cash he used to make. June 26, 2023, he is now completely fucked financially, forced to sell off investment properties to fund his failed $13,000 a day legal fight.
Wow.
Then he was fleeced out of $780,000 by a con man he met in prison. Why would you give money to somebody you met in prison?
He's going to set him up so that when he gets out, everything will be all right.
Conned out of $780,000 in what, Jimmy? Bitcoin. Scammed him.
Got him in crypto.
Yup. A fraudster named Ishan Sinir Sapadine convinced Hayne that he made millions of dollars investing with Australian billionaire Mike Cannon Brooks. The con man told Hayne and other inmates he could deliver big returns if they invested with him. It's understood that Hayne and the other inmates' money was transferred by people or organizations outside the jail who had access to their bank accounts or money, and it was transferred to business accounts that were controlled by other people, and then it was fucking gone. So
it's probably dead.
Not good at all. We'll say here. Holy shit. So he's in a lot of fucking trouble. He used to have a bunch of millions of dollars in investment properties, and they're all fucking gone now.
All gone.
Everything's gone. They called him a property aficionado, who's now not aficionado of anything. July 1st, 2023, there is a, quote, life-threatening prison emergency during a touch footy game with fellow inmates.
Yeah.
And there's a video. A jail footy match involving rapist Jarryd Hayne ended in horror when a player collapsed and stopped breathing on the pitch.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So prison staff sprint across the field to pick him up and take him away. Hayne can be seen holding a towel up to protect the man from the sun as the prison guards work to revive him. He suffered a heart attack. Not like somebody stabbed him. Here, that would have been a shanking or something, but
it's natural causes over there.
They figured, oh, no, something happened to him, but nothing happened to him. He once had over $5 million. Now he's got nothing, and he's trying to cover fucking prisoners getting heart attacks.
Shit.
Now another problem here. He's set for another fight as the woman he was found guilty of sexually assaulting began the civil proceedings against him now as well. He already paid $100,000 to the woman in California, and now he's being sued here as well. Not good. He's set to fight. It's a $750,000 lawsuit.
Uh-oh.
But he's saying he's got an appeal looming, so they can't do this. Can you just never-ending appeal shit?
Evidently.
I don't know how this works, but they let him out. They let him back in. This is fucking wild, man. She says that she didn't want any money, but now she's suing. So they're making her lawyers are saying thought she didn't want any money. Now she's suing. Well, maybe if you get abused and spit on for long enough, maybe you want to sue too.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? I don't know.
If I get raped, I think I might want a house out of it.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, why should you be rich?
Right.
You're rich and I'm raped? Eat shit.
Yeah. Why is that a good trade-off?
This is a bullshit trade-off, man. So he has to go to court again. He'll try to overturn his rape convictions a third time. Jesus. This is 2024, January 25th, 2024. So it just fucking happened. At this point, he's eligible for parole in May of 2025. You might as well just fucking stay in there at this point. Just get it over with. So he's going to watch via audio-visual link from custody while the appeal is heard in April. It's not a retrial. It's just an appeal, obviously. Right. So we'll see what happens. That hasn't happened yet.
Next month.
February 12th, 2024, he is denied being able to watch the Super Bowl.
Why is it on? Oh, because the Niners. Yeah, because
it's the Niners. Yeah. It went on at 10:30 a.m. here in Australia. Yeah. He will be required to undergo prison work and won't get a pass to be able to watch the game. He said, "Can I get a pass for 3 hours?" They said, "Nope."
No, get over there with a rake.
He said on weekdays, inmates are required to participate in programs, training, education, and work during the day. Inmates can watch network television when they're in their cells during lockdown or during lock-in on TVs or inmate tablets. Inmates will be expected to attend regular activities on Monday. Oh, and that's the next day. It's Monday there. It's Monday not Sunday there. So he's fucked. He never got to watch the Super Bowl this year. The supporter who spat in the direction of his rape victim is awarded $35,000 in defamation ruling. Apparently, despite a judge finding he engaged in, quote, generally disgraceful behavior here, this is Mina Grice is the name, was among a group of attendees, a group of people attending the courthouse here. I don't know what's going on here, but this guy Grice denied he spat at the victim. He sued 7 Network journalism thing for media for defamation over this, and he won. So there you go. I don't know we don't know what the fuck happened, but he's got $35,000
money. Yeah.
So March 6th, 2024. This is what the last fucking 4 days ago.
Yeah.
So he is trying to. Okay. He's trying to overturn the conviction again here, like I said. So he's got a hearing set for April 3rd. It's set to last 4 hours, and there he is. So he's trying to get it quashed for the second time here. We'll see. It'll be happening. While you're waiting for that, can't get enough Jarryd Hayne? Well, we have for you the Jarryd Hayne apparel snapback baseball cap, red and black. He's got his own brand here. Check that out with the J and the H there.
Wow.
Look at that. $14 Australian.
Yeah.
You get it shipped to the U.S. for $18 if you want to wear the red hat of a rapist here. The red with a black bill, and it's got black JH with like lines next to the H's too.
Fascinating that he picked red. You know what I mean?
Color of blood when he's getting a rape charge against him, where a woman said she bled all over the bed. Probably not the best thing for her, but
maybe go with some yellow. I don't know.
Something. That's discharge still. Pus. I don't like it. I don't like it. No pus-colored bullshit. So there you go, everybody. That is Jarryd Hayne. And let's see. He might get out. Who knows? He might be out next month. We have no idea.
Adjudicated rapist at this point, though.
Yeah, it seems like kind of a bad guy. Bad guy because of this. And not only because of the rape stuff, but even if he's not a rapist, I don't like these asshole, I'm so Christian, except for at night when I fuck groupies bullshit.
Via a cab.
I can't stand that bullshit. That's why Michael Irvin was the same way. Yeah. I don't care if you do coke and fuck groupies. Don't tell me what a Christian you are. Stop that. Stop. Don't make sure the camera gets your prayer circle and then go out there and then do that and be like, the Lord and Jesus. Fuck you. Shut up. Hate that shit. So that's why I hate this guy, because he's a fucking hypocritical twat. Sorry, he's Australian. Australian, he's a hypocritical cunt. He's a bikey cunt.
That's probably what he is.
There you go. So if you like that show, tell the world about it. Give us a review, 5 stars on whatever app you're on. Check us out on social media at Crime and Sports on Twitter and Facebook, at Small Town Murder on Instagram. Find us there. You can also definitely get on shutupandgivememurder.com. All the merchandise you could want, from skateboards to shower curtains, we got there.
So much.
All that shit. In addition to, you certainly want tickets for live shows for Small Town Murder. 420 is the virtual live show anywhere on earth with an internet connection.
Right.
You can come to a live show just like a regular live show, but in your living room. It's available for 2 weeks after April 20th. And April 20th, it's 420. We're going to do some weed smoking stuff where I introduce Jimmie to some crazy smoking apparatus, and we're wearing costumes. It's all there for the taking. Do that. Patreon.com/crime-and-sports is where you get all the bonus material. We got shitloads of it. Anybody $5 a month or above, a cup of coffee will get you a giant back catalog. We're talking a couple hundred bonus episodes to binge on. New ones every other week, including this week. You get 1 Crime and Sports, 1 Small Town Murder. This week, what you're going to get for Crime and Sports, we are going to talk about in-ring boxing deaths for Crime and Sport. Part 2.
Yeah.
Loved it so much, we got to go back. What's worse than getting beaten to death? Well, getting beaten to death while people cheer and eat popcorn. That seems worse. And then for Small Town Murder, we're going to talk about the Mel Lyman cult, which was a weird cult that started out kind of late 60s, early 70s, had a real hippie vibe to it. Then it went into like Hinduism and shit. But we're going to concentrate on the real weird part in the 70s when Mel Lyman was known as the Charles Manson of the East Coast. Definitely something to discuss there. Patreon.com/crime-and-sports. And you get a shout out at the end of the show, which is fucking now. Jimmie, hit me with the names of the most wonderful goddamn people who keep this show going and know what the crime and sports movement is all about. Let's hear them.
This week's executive producer are Evil Bobby, Borsich.
Wow.
Evil Bobby. All right. Margaret Spuchepka.
They're coming
Madeline
hard
Herman,
with the names this week.
Kyle Norweg, Pat McGroin, also I imagine their uncle and aunt rub and tug.
Yes, definitely.
Jillian Fryer, maybe Gillian. It's Jillian, right? It's got to be Jillian. I don't know.
More than likely, but you never know.
Right. Isaac Bachevitz, singer. Dr. Reverend Alex Rieger, Private Eye Mel Saddam. What is it?
Alex Rieger is Judd Hirsch on Taxi.
Right.
Yeah.
Liz Vasquez, Randy Ironwood. Happy birthday. Tiffany's husband, Drew. It's her mouth's favorite dick. Happy birthday.
Well, then. Terrific.
Last year I told her she could do better. This year I think she did. Rebecca Sorensen, Janice Hill, Martha Gilreath. Maybe it's Gilreatha. Martha
Gilreatha is in the award?
Yes. I think that. I'm not sure. Maybe.
Carl Dodson's mom is...
It might be a reference. Raul Varick from Club Platinum. What's Club Platinum? What is that?
That's something. Beats the shit out of me.
That's a reference to something.
That's like a strip club, right?
Unless Raul Varick just loves their business and they want us to
strip
know.
Club?
It's got to be.
I assume Gold Club. This one, something like that. Yeah.
Kane
Sounds
Porter, Keeney. Maybe Kenny. No last name. Summer with no last name. Sage Marie. Gabrielle Prohl. I think that's Ricky's kid. Emily Baca. He was great. That guy was awesome.
He was a great player.
Certainly went away so fast with zero. He's not a Hall of Famer. He's so fun though. So good.
He was
though.
good.
Yeah. Rams and
teams.
All right. Ashley Wyckoff, Scott Newton, Stephanie Crockett, Kelsey Gibson took a look. Tracy Daly, Maggie Stillman, Liz Cortez, maybe. All right. Chris Clayton, Tawny Martha, Peggy Shaw, Michael Ambrosi, Ashley McLaughlin, Michael Garcia, Emily with no last name, Nicholas Krupa, Sarah Nielsen, Brittany Green, Tyler Blevins, Scylla York, maybe Chilla York, Heidi Harlow, Jean Bechtel, Rhiannon Montgomery, Susan Uragodi. Corbin Smith, Steve Rowland, Louise Smith, Jen, hi, Sydney Johnson. Hi, Sydney. All right.
Hi.
Amanda
Sydney.
Johnson, also Amanda. So there's Jen and Amanda Johnson. Gia DiMaria, Corinne with no last name, Mary Jo Bullock, Allie Cat, Steve with no last name, Lauren Bredemeyer, Christine Fitzgerald, Kate Shook, Austin David Beatty, Danielle Carter, Sandy with no last name, Erica Cruz, Noah with no last name, Kim Amodio, Katrina with no last name, Jennifer Keogh, Landy Berg, Land, I don't, all right. Holly Chai or Chi, Laren Martin, Hannah Lindert, Mike Oxlong, Susan Collins, Morgan McLean, Melinda Green, Karen Scrontz, David Bizat, Samara Adams, Samara Adams, Shane Russell, Evan Cartwright, Julie Walsh, Big D, Katarina, Rush, Robert Beischer, Janelle Hamilton, Joshua Jeff Coate, Mark Matheson, David Bumgartner, Kiki Morell, Samantha Kane, Chief Gucci, Hannah Holmberg, Kim Myers, Vixen, Danny Rye. Could be the abbreviation for the entire state of Rhode Island. Masquerade, Devin Debosi, Carol with no last name, Bridget K, Andrew Langenkamp, Lori Walsh, Lisa Radley, Nina Finger, oh boy, Amber with no last name, Joe Winiger. Waniger, Emmasaurus, Larissa, Matt Matei, Angela Newman, Rhonda Fendel, Doso with no last name, Amanda Z, Sean Sadler, Mary Dalton Zacharuski, Beth Brown, Jenna Romaine, like the lettuce, Terrence Reeves with no last, oh, that is the last name, Kristen Barnart, what is this one, Jason Turley, Jennifer Chance, Sabrina Menke, Shannon Kulik, Dana Crowder, Kristen, nope, that's Christy Corcoran, Joe Von Kennel, that's a cool name. Chris Carroll, Matt Miller, Kiva Stahl, Jesse Buckley, Gregory Berry, Tyler with no last name, Anna Bagley, Aiden Connor, Smart Plays, Joshua Rios, Leslie Reynolds, Maria Shell Filardo, Derek and Wendy McLean, Meg B, Samantha, Keegan, Brian Brown, Jennifer M, Deborah Sita, Jen Brooks, A. Barber, Ann Peterson, and all of our patrons. You're amazing.
Thank you so much, everybody. You wonderful, wonderful sons of bitches. We love you, and we cannot do it without you, obviously. So thank you for all you do for us. Hope you love the Patreon content because it's coming fast and furious. You can't stop it. It's like an unstoppable river coming toward you. So get in that river and join up. So thanks for all that you do for us. Hope you enjoyed it. Australia, you bikey cunts. So have fun out there. And you want to follow us on social media, shutupandgivememurder.com. There's drop-down menus for all that shit. Come see us and live from the Crime and Sports Studios. We will see you next week.
Bye.
If you like Crime and Sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.